Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? It sounds so low. Can you hear me? Hi, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Hope everybody's doing well, feeling well. Welcome to a Sunday stream. Not super common, but welcome to the Xbox event. Yeah, I know I had to green it up today. I thought that was appropriate. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I was running around for the last 10 minutes. I was gonna start at 12:30 exactly, and I'm like, Dragoon Ryan. CT, Marcos, Merc, Aram Noir, what's going on? K, Short, Debt, Nobody, what's going on? I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're doing well. Special Sunday stream time. Yeah, hello, dropping by for a bit for my own stream. We'll be streaming the Call of Duty stuff too. Probably not, because there's an hour gap in between there, so I need to take care of errands and stuff. So there's going to be like, tomorrow's the Ubisoft event, so I might stream that. And then, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Nintendo, right? Maybe. So I have to take care of some stuff today. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know how long that's going to be. I don't know how long the Call of Duty thing is going to be. Dundee stream. What's a Dundee stream? I'm sorry. I'm jumping through here real quick. Like I said, I'm still kind of out of breath. Xbox announces that Nintendo will acquire 60% of our heart. I was actually talking about, what's today? Merc, so this is, in case you can't tell by the green, today is the Microsoft event. Today is it's going to be 2 hours of Xbox, I should say. Well, I'm going to say Xbox, because it's called the Xbox Showcase. But I have been wondering something, so we'll see what happens. Guys, tired acquisitions. So we decided today to make you all shoot by doing the opposite. Proceeds to play a montage of closing studios. Oh my god. Yeah, I am. I had to change into my green shirt, my one green shirt. Actually, I think I have two. And in the baseball match on the field house. Where are the Doritos? I don't have Doritos, unfortunately. I wouldn't eat chips, or they're not. Well, okay, that's an interesting question. That's a ridiculous question. So in the UK, chips are called crisps, right? What are Doritos called? They're not crisps, though, right? We don't call them chips. I mean, to be fair, we call them Doritos. But they're tortilla. Are they tortilla crisps? We call them tortilla chips. So are they tortilla crisps? Today is green screen day. You call them tortilla. Wait, you call them tortilla chips? See, we call them that too. That's funny. That we call. So wait. So Lilac. Hi, Lilac. So we call potato chips. You call them crisps, potato crisps. But we call tortilla chips, and you also call them tortilla chips. Doesn't that seem strange? Greg has one shirt for Xbox events and another shirt for St. KH. I wish that were a joke, but the only other green shirt that I remember having was one that had my name on it, and it was green and it had a St. Pat. It had the 4-leaf clover on it. That was it. And I was going to buy a green shirt one time that said, "This is my St. Patrick's Day shirt." I think Nintendo will be the following Wednesday. You think they'll still clear summer games? See, I don't think so. I think that Nintendo's always gone for E3 anyway. Again, we're basing all of this off of E3. I'm basing all of this off of E3. E3, Nintendo always was in E3, but at the end of it, even though they weren't really like an E3 thing, they were always right at the end of E3. They always kind of capped it off. So I feel like this week, middle of the week, would probably be appropriate for them. It'll probably be next week. But yeah, I think that if they did it this Wednesday, for instance, I think that would be normal. The 2.9 miles under an hour yesterday walking, and a mile today around 6 a.m. Woof. Here, let me see this. Crisps and snacks. Yeah, tortilla chips. That's funny. I don't know. I find that funny. Because, by the way, that's our ranch. Oh, those are your Cool Ranch? Cool Original. Wait, what? Cool Original? You have your Cool Ranch chips are your original chips? Do you have the original, like, do you have the cheese Doritos? I'm so confused. We always get into these conversations and we can't talk about this stuff now. Oh, I have to, hold on. Let me actually get, we're going to do this on Twitch because it wasn't working before. So where is this? Is it Game Awards? Is it on the Game Awards channel? We get original, cheesy, and hot. See, that's funny because our original is the cheesy. So we get original, which is cheese, Cool Ranch, and we have the spicy ones also. That's kind of funny. Greg on a Sunday stream? I know, and it's not even Paper Mario. CT, thank you so much for the 5 bits. Have some bits. Got second place in F-Zero 99 today. Very good. On brand for us, anyway. Yeah, but this isn't E3. Yeah, I know. And that's why Sony goes so early. Now that's why Sony's going so early. Do you see the leak for the next Direct? I saw that. Lilac, I saw that, and it's like, you can't make a fake leak and have it be that perfect. You can't. There was just so much to that leak. Fun fact how they made. Yeah, Pringles aren't allowed to call themselves chips. They got sued because of it back in the day and lost. Hi, Dragon. Expect a single Zelda game. Yeah, based on SGF habits, they could just do it the last week of June again. Yeah, I mean, that's why. I'm just kind of going off of what previous years have been. All right, so this is the Xbox showcase. So let me get my windows ready to go here, since I always have to sort of like move this around at the last second. Do that. That goes there. That goes there. This goes here. We can put that there. Actually, we can do this. I wish, you know how like OBS, for anybody that uses OBS or anything, you know how it has, it has what do you call them? Scenes, where you set up your screens a certain way and then you push the scene button. So like I when I switch to the stream stuff, I just do that, and I kind of wish I had that for my computer. I wish that I could put my specific windows in specific places and then have a button on my Steam Deck where I hit that and it moves all of my windows around. I wonder if there is a feature like that. Was it the same guy at Google who leaked? Wait, our original are cheesy, but the original cool are just called that because it's an original. Oh, so you're calling it original as in it's a unique flavor, but it's not really. Yeah, because you guys don't have ranch dressing over there, or at least you don't call it that. Maybe. Yeah, a chip is a cut and fried potato. Pringles are potato byproduct pressed in shit. Yeah. It's fundamentally made different. That's what other there was a Dragoon. We probably talked about this before actually, because this sounds familiar. There was another product that used to do that back in the day called Sizzlean. It was supposed to be lean bacon, but it wasn't bacon. It wasn't bacon is like cut from pig, right? So it wasn't that. So they had to call them I think it was called breakfast strips, like meat breakfast strips or something. It had to be called something else because that's what it was. It was like processed meat, and then it was sold in strips, which sizzling was actually very delicious. I'm having like flashbacks to sizzling, but that was a problem that they had because it was called like lean bacon, and then people got on them and said it's not bacon, it's not technically bacon, so they weren't legally allowed to call it that. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to make this window big. I'm going to apologize right now for the Twitch ads that pop up because you have to do that. Nacho here is a spicy cheese. See, we have nacho, like our spicy Doritos are spicy cheese Doritos. It's not like red pepper Doritos or anything. Like our spicy barbecue chips. Well, we have barbecue chips and then we have hot chips. The hot chips over here it's almost like cayenne pepper. I think that's what it's called. I think that's what just plain old hot chips are over here. And then barbecue chips are barbecue flavored, and then there are hot barbecue chips. Yeah, barbecue chips are amazing. I just had a bag yesterday. They're so good. Not actually sure what to expect from Nintendo, like F-Zero 99 update, Mickey. I mean, Nintendo can do a lot of things. And Aram, you haven't been here a lot lately, so this is something that we talk about, that I've been talking about for a while now, a lot more recently. That's why I like the way Nintendo's doing things, because we have no idea. Because Nintendo, for their event, they already said they're not going to announce any Switch 2 stuff. But realistically, Nintendo can announce, when their event happens, they can announce that that Super Paper Mario has gotten a remaster and it's coming out in a week. And there's precedent for them to do that. And we just don't know. And Nintendo's the last company that I feel like still wants to really surprise us. So the idea, like, it's like when the people say all the time, like, oh, we have Nintendo's running dry. We don't know what they're going to do for the rest of the year. You don't know what they're going to do for the rest of the year because they haven't told you what they're going to do for the rest of the year. But that doesn't mean they're not doing anything. And I love Nintendo for that. And I wish that's what I wish the other companies did. I wish I could get excited about a Sony event and a Microsoft and an Xbox event because I could sit here and I could say, we have no idea what they're going to say. Xbox can suddenly say something and we're like, oh my God, that's incredible. That's wild that they're bringing that back and it's available today. And we've seen that. And the idea that we wouldn't be excited for Xbox in the same way is not absolutely correct because people were very excited when they did that with Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was a shadow drop and people were very excited about it. Would Mountain Dew Baja Blast be materia from Final Fantasy VII in liquid form? To be completely honest, I haven't had a Baja Blast in forever. I feel like all the Mountain Dew specialty flavors would just work as like Infinity Stones, Infinity Sodas. Went to the trouble of getting the controllers, table, bowl of chips, and drink, and then added in the bag over the top. What's this? Wait. So wait, why is this? So they like photoshopped in a bag? Why did they do that? I guess it's to make, to be fair, it does make the product stand out more. I notice it stands out more because it's fake, but it does make the product stand out a little bit more. Hey GM, what's going on? Not gonna lie, surprised. So let's talk about the Xbox event. Let's talk about the Xbox event in the 8 minutes we have before the event started. Sure, I was absolutely going to stream this. I think that's fair because I think that Xbox does very interesting things for the most part. Wasn't Xbox the one that did the Persona stuff and Persona 5 Tactica and that what's that Phantasmio? What the hell is that game called? Oh, and I know I've got a Gonzaga suit. I've got a Gonzaga suit to do CT. Re-Phantasmo or something. Metaphor. Was it Metaphor? Wasn't that an Xbox event? Yeah, Metaphor Re-Fantasio. Wasn't that an Xbox event? So the idea that Microsoft and Xbox don't show us anything is, I don't know. I think that's kind of incorrect. And bear in mind, Microsoft can show us things that are going to be multi-platform. They don't have to just show us Microsoft Xbox first party stuff. I keep saying Microsoft, and there's a reason for that. They don't have to just show us first party stuff. This could be third party announcements that are getting announced here. We've seen them do that before. Didn't we at Game Pass yesterday? Or Game Pass, Game Fest? Didn't we get a Sony event with a Sony announcement with a Sony property, and then that game is on the Switch, and that was the most interesting thing. I think that there's enough that can be done here. The other reason I kind of want to watch this, I don't think that this is something that they would announce in an Xbox event. I've been talking for a while about why Microsoft seems to be staggering the Xbox brand. I don't want to say sabotaging, but it seems to be like they're staggering it. Maybe they're kind of moving away from it. And I do wonder, I feel like at some point we're going to get some sort of notification that there's a change. I do wonder at some point when Microsoft is going to say, we are changing the online brand to Microsoft. It's going to be Microsoft Game Pass, not Xbox Game Pass. It's going to be we're going to move everything to the Microsoft Store. Like, I do wonder when that's going to happen. And eventually that can happen. And that'll probably be a big announcement. I mean, I think it'll be a big announcement anyway. It says, welcome to New Tai, the home of Wu-Tai Clan. Here, let me get your Gonzalez here before we get started. Are you able to see that? Okay. I got my windows in different places, so I can't really tell. Gonzalez, ore wa suyoi, ore ika arashiru wa pointo. Felt a little low, but I think that was just on me. I think it's just my headphones were down a little bit. They own id Soft. Yeah, and that's another thing. That's another thing that we have to think about is that Microsoft, you know, for as much crap as we gave them for getting companies and as much stuff as we've given them, which, you know, deservedly so, but they do own a lot of properties right now. So there's always the possibility that eventually we're going to hear about some interesting things. You know, we talk about Banjo-Kazooie and, you know, we want a new Banjo-Kazooie. All right, well, guess what? You're going to hear about that in an Xbox event. So if you want to be surprised, if you want to be amazed when you hear about a new Banjo game and you don't want to hear it secondhand, you have to watch the Xbox event. They'll probably show something about the new Call of Duty game, which I know that's not really a big deal for most people. Even myself, I'm kind of like not crazy about it, but I've been looking into getting into Call of Duty, and maybe Black Ops 6 is the way to go. So I'll need to, but that won't be this, but that'll be there's an actual Call of Duty event later, but maybe they'll show a little something during this event here. News about Halo. You know, you've been hearing about this rumored Halo 1 remaster, and people always talk about, we want Halo to come to other systems and so we can play them there. Like Master Chief Collection on the Switch would be awesome. Sure, you'd probably hear about that on a Nintendo announcement, but you might also hear about that here. Master Chief Collection coming to other consoles, you know, branching out. I have my doubts mostly because the name Xbox, even right now, is less tainted than Microsoft. You hear Xbox and you think Halo, Gears, Forza 360. You hear Microsoft, you think Windows and scams. AGM, the problem is you hear Xbox right now and you hear Activision Blizzard, you hear layoffs, you hear dying system, you hear no first party content. There's a lot of stigma around Xbox. You're right, there is stigma around Microsoft because when you hear Microsoft, you know, with Activision Blizzard, you hear Microsoft, not usually Xbox. But there is stigma around that brand. And stigma aside, it just underperforms. It underperforms it's always underperformed in the gaming space normally, and now you have a situation where the gaming space is changing in ways we've never anticipated, ways we've never seen before. So there could be Microsoft. Let's talk about them as two separate entities. Microsoft can see Xbox as redundant. Why would Microsoft need Xbox? Think about this. Sure, that brand's been around for a long time, but that brand is also kind of mired in stigma. You don't need Xbox because you're getting to the point where they might not need a console, especially since the console is usually the third best console out of 3. You have Microsoft Gaming. They already have an online store. They already have an online presence. You have Game Pass, which is already an online presence and is relatively popular. There's a lot that goes into Xbox that Microsoft might realize is redundant for them, especially if their primary gaming presence is moving to the internet and it's moving to online and PCs. Xbox will feel redundant. It's going to feel that way, and that could be from their perspective. I don't say that. I like the competition. I like that there's more competition in the console space. But realistically, from the Microsoft perspective and from the shareholders' perspective, unfortunately, that is a factor here. From their perspective, they might look at Xbox and see it as redundant, and say, "We don't need it. Why do I need an Xbox brand and a Microsoft gaming brand when everybody goes online anyway?" You know, the Xbox brand was because it was in people's homes more conveniently, and now it's convenient either way. That's just how I view it. That's always how I viewed that. Lego Halo. No, somebody said yes. Mega Bloks Halo. Mega Bloks has a deal with Halo. They're the ones that always did the Halo toys. Id Software, Duty Bethesda is probably the one thing that they bought that actually made a good out of that. ABK is still too soon to tell. Yeah, ABK is still too soon to tell. But with the new Call of Duty game coming out, we might see that. You know, what if the new Call of Duty game? What if they show it and it's amazing? Oh, wait, hold on. I switched over and I didn't have that. There we go. That should be good. Okay. Yeah, there goes Call of Duty right there, actually. I think. Wasn't that Captain Price? Ooh, tell me more about this back door. Xbox is admittedly the best system for budget gaming, to me at least. But that's not really true, Aram. It's not really true. It is if you get the Series S, but the Series S is a whole different discussion right now. I'd say the Switch is your best budget gaming option. Ironically enough.
The Soviet Union is no more. Despite a potential for
this is probably Call of Duty 6.
These events clearly serve our national interest. Free from the specter of global conflict.
Oh, come on with the licensed music, man. You're killing me here.
Renewal. Something's going on.
You can show these bounce back in the first half of this year, the constant negative news and layup. We need to see them step up and show us why they matter in this industry. Perfectly said.
I figured if I stuck around hell long enough, I'd see the devil.
How's he look?
Yeah, this is Black Ops 6. Come on, licensed music, man.
Compromised,
Start talking.
but being hunted from the inside.
You don't have to trust me, Marshall. But it might be better if you do.
Hey,
Yeah, we're playing Wipeout.
should see. What the hell are we getting into? Don't trust anyone.
The truth is out there. Oh.
You broke into a CIA black site. Are you out of your mind?
Things got complicated.
I swear, every game that tries to do motorcycles like this, it always fails. It's just never good. Yeah, and then there'll be
God continue to bless the United States of America.
and then 3 hours from now they're doing a big Call of Duty
You
Black
just
Ops
got
6
a
event.
first look at the campaign for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Set in the 1990s after the Cold War ends, where the truth isn't what it seems.
Where's that promised Switch game port?
It's
they
an
agreed
honor to stand here
to do? Could be
representing
Halo.
creative teams at Activision. And please stay tuned after the showcase, where we will take you inside the studios.
Marcos, you
to
say
hear
that right as he
directly
pops
from
up on the
Treyarch
screen.
and Raven, who are working on Call of Duty Black Ops 6. You'll get a 25-minute deep dive into the story and a sneak peek at multiplayer and zombies. It's been 10 years since Call of Duty has been in our show. It's been even longer since all Call of Duty players got the same game at the same time. Going forward, everyone will experience the game, including the Black Ops 6 beta, the season expansions, and the updates at launch. There are currently over 100 million people who play Call of Duty every month. We hope to grow that community.
Most of them
by
are
making Black
somewhat
Ops 6
intolerable.
the first Call of Duty game that will be available in Game Pass day one. So no matter where you choose to play, everyone is welcome to experience
Future Call of Duty
Black
games will
Ops
come to
6
Switch.
on October 25th. I'm incredibly excited for today's show.
I kind of wish he would have said like all of the systems. I mean, I doubt that's a Switch game. Switch 2 maybe.
It's an honor to share the latest efforts from our partners around the world and from our own creative teams at Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard, and Xbox Game Studios, who are doing
and the
what
rest.
I believe is some of
We
the
just started,
best
Latimer.
work ever. And now I get to introduce something that is special to me. As someone who has played games for as long as I have,
Blinks
it's
3.
amazing that I get to set up this world premiere. So thank you all for joining us.
World premiere.
Please enjoy the show.
World premiere.
Oh wait, he said it. Never mind. Oh, I don't have to do it. Yeah, it's better when I do it anyway. He was the super weapon of gods and kings. This is gonna be something silly. I hope it's all like this and it's Rayman. Is it Doom? Wait, a new Doom? Hold on. Oh my God. Wait. Cap Doom America? Captain Ameridoom. What is this? Obviously it's Doom, but is this new or is this an old game? Oh my, dude, Captain Ameridoom. This is new. What? What? Doombot? Wait a minute. What is happening here? Doom the Dark Ages. Hold on. What in the hell? Doom Mech. Okay, wait. Hold on now. Wait a minute. They're doing something. See what I mean? See, isn't that exciting? Isn't it exciting to get an announcement and know that it's like a year?
Who did you
That
love?
was good.
What did you believe?
Not 2028.
It's too late.
The Last of Us 3. No, this is the beginning of it, CT. This is the first of us.
We all knew the risks when we ventured out beyond the gates. But you helped us
make something greater than the fear.
You should be
and
further
death
away with
that
that sniper
surrounds
rifle.
us. We found hope in each other.
It would be if it wasn't in the air.
They're everywhere. There's way more than I was expecting.
I'll be able to play it as Bethesda games.
Even if we
After the
bought
BIOS, they'll
other
tend to go to
survivors just
PlayStation
one
now.
more day, the sacrifice would be worth it.
Well, Lilac, let me ask you something.
It would always.
Would you invest in Xbox if there were more things that you wanted to play? Like, if you say, oh, I can't play the new Doom game, but let's say there was the new Doom game, and let's say there were some platformers and some cozy games and, you know, some other FPS. Like, let's say there was a lot of stuff. Like, let's say you could look at the Xbox library and say, there are 10 games that I want absolutely to play. Would it be then worth it for you to say, all right, maybe it's time to invest in an Xbox? So everything's only on Xbox. I want to play that. So let's see the value in getting an Xbox.
I didn't know you.
I don't think Cottonelle's going to clean that up. I'm pretty sure things only been dealing on Switch, not Sony. They bought Bethesda during the Doom revival. I'd rather invest in PC. I mean, yeah, that's true too.
Every sacrifice we make matters and will never be forgotten.
Get an Xbox, I have something for my dad and cousins to play when they come over. I have a few Xbox games on PC. I have literally like 2 or 3 Xbox games. Well, I have one Xbox Series S game.
No one is forgotten.
Show more Doom.
We live on.
State of Decay 3. State of Decay 3. It is State of Decay. That's big for State of Decay fans. Yeah, we need to see them step up and show us why they matter. So most of us already have a predetermined decision. Did not care about a company. And yeah, an AGM, and that needs to be changed. And that doesn't change overnight. That takes time. The other problem, of course, is yes, then you just buy a PC and you build out a PC and that works.
Not looking good, old friend. This'll take more than you and me.
What are you thinking?
We need someone to be our eyes and ears in the shadows.
And someone to bring a little darkness.
I never played Dragon Age, so I don't know how these games are structured. I know there is a new Dragon Age coming out.
We're going into the fade, aren't we?
I have a couple of these games. Are they worth playing now? I mean, I would imagine so.
What about Darkspawn?
I have them on PS3 though, right?
Someone who will stand between us and a pack of demons.
Yeah, I have them on PS3.
There'll be dragons.
Origins is.
We'll need someone with fire in their blood. One more thing.
My counter for that would be the same as Nintendo and Sony. I don't think the stress of PC building is worth it. Or is worth it? I'd rather just buy a console.
Can count on.
And I don't know. I feel like that. I think that that's true for Microsoft too, though.
But where are we gonna find her?
You, the player. Oh, yeah. I guess that's supposed to be you. Dragon Age Hero Shooter. Here we go. Come on. Oh, that's right. They did change the name of this. The Veil Guard. Yeah, and apparently they did change the name of that on purpose. Xbox's job is to make us want to buy the system, but also some of the choices they made, such as Bethesda games going console exclusive. That's a fast, dirty way to do it. I don't know, Dragoon, but I don't think it's fair to say that that's a dirty way to do it because that's what other companies do. You know, timed exclusive God of War games, console exclusive every Nintendo game. That's what they do. And what is the end result there? Is you buy the console to play those games, but I don't call that anti-consumer. I don't think that that's fair to say that it's wrong for Microsoft, for Xbox to put games on their console that you would have to buy the console to play it, and then other companies do the exact same thing. Callisto Initiative. Watch this. Oh, Pragmata. Wait, is this Pragmata? Or is that's not Starfield stuff, is it? Well, but it is Bethesda, so Starfield expansion?
Hold very still and choose your words carefully.
Different say it feels faster. They were on other consoles, often games. Now the sequels are console exclusives. It's not wrong, but I'd be upset at those fans. I don't know. Not Pragmata.
Fate will be decided.
I don't know, but they bought the console. They bought the games. If they bought the brands, they should have the right to have them. And they're not doing it with all of them. Call of Duty's going to be on everything.
No more you. Only us.
Remember, Bethesda, Phil Hunt stated that at the buyout they wouldn't be doing exclusives to existing IP that are ongoing stories on other systems. And then immediately once the buyout finalized, they're going, lol, JK nerds. I didn't remember him saying anything about ongoing stories. But what game is exclusive that has an ongoing story? It's not State of Decay, right? Starfield Shattered Space. How is Starfield now? Did they fix a lot of the stuff that people were upset about? Like no vehicles and whatnot?
I'm from the Trackers Alliance. We have a proposal for you.
New gear. No, modders fixed it. What's the gameplay genre? Exploration adventure, I think. I think that's probably a good way to put it. It's an adventure game. It's not like a turn-based RPG or anything. But no, like if I buy the Xbox version, I can't put mods on it, right? I can't mod my Xbox Series S version of Starfield. So did they actually fix the things that are wrong with it?
76 is sponsored in part by Sugar Bombs Breakfast Cereal. Bombs away. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're coming to you live in the 10th consecutive hour of our Vault-a-thon 76 drive.
They just show that you
We've
can.
got operators standing by, and oh, it looks like we've got one.
Wait, just there? You can mod the console version. Okay.
Family to Vault 76.
Sorry, I'm trying to talk to you guys, and I'm not able to pay attention to everything that I'm seeing
right
here.
in the heart of Shenandoah.
Oh, Shenandoah.
They did on PS4, Xbox One. Console versions of Skyrim have a mod store. Some free, but others are paid. I literally didn't know that.
Join Harry and the over 17 million Vault dwellers already on board. And let's keep those numbers climbing.
Yeah, look at all those canvas bags we didn't send people.
Vault 76 is a growing community, and strong community can weather any storm. Why, just take a look at our Skyline Valley neighbors in Vault 63. The greatest scientific minds are hard at work, cooking up shocking new ways to protect.
They added
and
about 1 or
preserve
2 months
the
ago,
Appalachian
including the whole
Yes,
60 FPS thing.
Skyline
The mods on the
Valley
console version
is a
aren't as good
stunning
as the PC
portrait of
mods.
Mother Nature in repose. From the
How is
picturesque
Fallout as a
Shenandoah
series? I mean,
National Park
people
to its
talk about it
majestic
with
wildlife
high
and
regard.
friendly
Every
local
time I hear people talk about Fallout, they
Skyline
really
Valley is a
appreciate it.
local home to all.
I think that's
Don't
why
forget to bring home a souvenir
Fallout
or two.
76 was so disappointing, because I think a lot of people were very excited about what it was supposed to be, I guess.
Call now to reserve your place in Vault 76. Still not sold? Well, I suppose having skin.
To be fair, though, yeah, 4 is the one that I always hear about. Yeah, you're not wrong there. 4 is the one that I hear about. I heard 76 got better, though. I heard some people said that they kind of enjoyed it. Less trashing and more Fallout having dumpster fire after dumpster fire. Canvas bag and collector's not arriving. Helmet's having mold. Games having bugs where you can lose all your stuff and even on your and have your IP displayed overhead. Oh my god. Oh wait, what?
Soon she'll wake and paint again. Paint a new number, ticking down every year. One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness. Every year she paints again, and every year an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission: destroy the paintress so she can never paint death again.
We'll break the cycle so she can't steal anyone else's future.
What does it sound like, Clive? Is it? It might be.
Everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Ooh.
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
Wait a minute. Hold on now. Hold on. Everybody settle down here. It is Ben Starr. It's weird because it looks like it's structured like a party-based game.
We lay the trail for those who will come after. Right?
But then it had action moves, like parries and stuff.
Our Expedition 33.
This seems interesting. The UI is almost one-to-one Cyber Sleuth. It looks like it's turn-based, but then... Is it turn-based like Mario, where they give you parries and stuff? Right? Action commands? I guess action commands. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Interesting.
Do you think there's a chance my mom's still alive?
If your ma's anything like you have, she'll keep fighting till we find her.
I hope so. It's just
what in the world?
Hard to believe this is all really happening.
You mean to tell me your mama never told you
I thought that was the
about
beaver
critters
talking.
And weavers? Oh, you're lucky I come along.
What?
Shh. Oh, that's two-toed tall. Big gator. I gotta drop you off fast.
After I got you out of that tree, you said you helped me find my mom.
I ain't of a disposition to be gator snacks.
Well, me neither.
If we're gonna go on, we gotta get rid of him.
I'm all ears.
There's a church up a ways with a big bell. Go on and ring it.
You want to make him come running?
Tom can't abide the sound of the bell. Some church folks once tried to dynamite him, and he didn't take that too kindly. If you ring that bell, he might skedaddle.
You better not skedaddle.
Go on now, scoot. I'll pick you up
They showed
yonder
this 2 years
after to
ago?
go find your mom.
So this is supposed to look... I think so. I think it's supposed to simulate, like Spider-Man. Yeah, I think it's supposed to look like this.
Gotta move quickly now.
Spider-Verse. Gambit gonna pop up somewhere. Aram.
Wait.
No, he's not.
That floating island. Gator?
No, he's not. Gambit is not going to pop up. Why, Ronan, did I say something? Okay. Oh. Audio feels weak, but gameplay seems all right.
All right. Time to find that church.
Graphically, it's very interesting. Oh God, she's got a glider.
There
It's
Now to get over there.
Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Bayou. Oh my God, it's Breath of the Bayou. The ledges are missing yellow paint. Well, it's golden hour, so everything looks kind of yellow. Blue wood gameplay immersion ruined. South of midnight.
And a church are just meals for Tom, they say.
The game and cutscenes being a different frame rate is, yeah, I get what they were trying to do with the frame rate for the cutscenes, but the fact that the game doesn't move like that, it felt awkward to jump back and forth. If it was 30 and 60, it'd be a little smoother, but you can tell that it's not 30. Like the purpose is that it's like a 12 or like 20 or something. Wait, she slumbers in dreams?
And for countless generations, mortal heroes have risen to defend her.
World Soul Saga, baby, here we go. The return of Azeroth.
Tyrants and beasts of primordial horror.
The return of Azeroth. Watch this. The first chapter of the World Soul Saga.
Their enmity following them to the most distant shores. And even across time and space.
No.
Their courage never faltered. Even upon the very threshold of death. While new hope blooms on the horizon, the final battle draws
What sword? World Soul Saga.
Now, in the darkness, at the very heart of the world, the drums of war thunder once again.
Imagine Warcraft 4. I think people's heads would explode if this was Worldcraft 4. World Soul.
So long denied me shall be mine.
World Soul Saga. The War Within. That was the first chapter. The darkness calls. Don't you have a date? Coming to PC. Coming to PC. So just gonna be Warcraft. Just gonna be PC. All right, that's a date. That's a big one. What would you have done if it was WoW? Well, it wouldn't be WoW 4. It'd be Warcraft 4.
Your mission is to infiltrate Seleno Yas.
I'd probably pre-order it. You know what's crazy? I never played Warcraft. I never played I never played Orcs and Humans, and I never tried Warcraft 2. 3 is the one that I wanted to try. Hey, it's the Delta thingy, right?
From now on. The clock is ticking. This will be a sneaky
Pachinko time!
You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration.
You're right, out in the open. You didn't end up behind that tree.
In other words,
Snake Eater.
Equipment to procure on site.
There we go.
That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
That's what it was called, Metal Gear Delta.
Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
The mission rests entirely
Final Fantasy
in your
14
hands.
isn't even in the top 500 game sales on Xbox, mostly due to their BS sensor system. So I in double sub. So I doubt WoW would do much better. Yeah, I don't think WoW. Lilac. WoW, no. Warcraft 4, yes.
Speak.
Though I think Warcraft would be a mouse and keyboard game, so I think people would just buy it on PC anyway. That's why you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's not incorrect to say that most games that people would be excited for on Xbox people would probably just want on PC. Metal Gear Solid Delta, Triangle, Snake Eater, Direct Energy, power together.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
A little date there, a little date, a little date, a little date. Nope, no date. Yeah, don't leave any evidence. You mean the dead bodies that I'm going to leave everywhere? Medieval. Imagine. Hey, that's Davy Jones' ship. Yeah, come on. Is this licensed music? I don't know who this is, so I wouldn't know. Become a villain. Imagine you're playing a pirate game and they have to specify that that you can become a villain. And you're a pirate. Boats. That's kind of cool. Sea of Thieves. Season 13. I just sent for community to promote it for years. Play the game for free. They're really demanding big numbers when most people barely touch ARR.
Your kind meddled where you shouldn't. As long as Ooh is free, your world is in mortal peril.
And how is it that you know all of this?
Because I am a god too.
If you're a god, you're one of them. Why would I do anything to help someone I've sworn to kill?
If it's vengeance you want, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, no, didn't they move Sea of Thieves to PS5? I thought it came out on PS5. Remember, that was the whole big deal. Oh, good movement. Yeah, it's only recently on PS5. Comes an explosive Souls Light. Interesting.
Come on then. Fight me and die.
Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Why did that feel so why did that feel like Borderlands or something? Did that kind of feel like this sort of loud, bombastic kind of thing that was happening? Remember the Borderlands ad where it was like 93 million guns? It kind of felt that way to me.
We return to you now.
as the gods of mankind.
Just that it was a loud sort of this sort of loud thing. Oh, is this the Age of Empires game again?
The Greeks and the Norse.
The Egyptians and the Atlanteans.
I don't play a lot of these, so they all kind of blend together for me.
We created mankind to fight for our glory.
Don't know why those zoom ins on the gods' faces cracked me up.
So rise and wield my wrath. Command beastly chaos.
That one kind of made me laugh.
Rain down destruction.
I played Mythology the most of them all. Mobile games on console. See, it's always funny when people say stuff like that, CT, because these games have been around forever. These games have been around long before mobile. It's just these were the easiest to adopt to mobile. I played the hell out of that SimCity that was on mobile. I had it on my tablet. Oh my god, I played so much of that game. I played it at work. I just sat there and I just played SimCity all morning. Age of Mythology Retold. So I guess that's a remake of the first game? Maybe it's a remake of the first game? Xbox Game Studio presents. That was me. I'm telling your boss.
Your target is in possession of a radioactive device. Stop Carrington's attack at all costs. Good luck, Agent.
I always knew I had an instinct.
I'm glad these are getting more supported, and it really only has been Xbox who promotes these ones. I'll give them that.
I thought it would be like any other mission.
This is a Microsoft Flight Simulator update.
Welcome to Garden City, where it's a pleasant 23 degrees all day, every day.
That sounds cold. It's so cold. Why aren't they wearing coats? It's only 23 degrees outside.
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts. You need to find
Seeing a lot more beige and green. Oh, there's my green.
Generating voice print.
It's not America. Yeah, it's in Celsius. I know.
What readings are you getting?
We're getting odd readings from your monitor. Can you confirm?
I'm looking at the screen right now.
It's sad that I look at this and I think this would probably be a cool VR game.
On the second floor.
From the life we think we know.
Wait.
Turns out to be a lie.
Parkour. Wait, is this a new Mirror's Edge? Yellow pipe.
The truth.
The healing item is crisps.
Scan's clear. I'm going in blind.
I love that yellow has become the default sort of thing.
Analyze. What am I looking at here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks it, the casualties could be astronomical.
Agent Stark, it's a pleasure.
Oh, Mirror's Edge is EA.
I could use someone with your skills.
The parkour, I feel like, would make me ill.
I had to lose everything before I could see. What this world was really hiding.
I hope you're ready, Agent Dark.
Oh! Perfect Dark! I got it! I figured it out. I cracked the code. It's the new Perfect Dark game. It looked kind of cool. I got it. I'm pretty sure that was actual gameplay. I played I think the first or second one. Like not all the way through, but I played the first or second one.
Of a near future war.
Is it a remake?
Advanced technology that threatens the lives of millions. We hope you enjoyed the first look at gameplay, and we can't wait to share more from the developers at the Initiative and Crystal Dynamics as the game progresses.
Will the expansion pack be
Creativity
necessary?
and talent of game creators are what make our industry unique, and I'm incredibly proud of our games and our teams. They are building a diverse lineup of titles, which includes new installments in beloved franchises like Doom, The Dark Ages from id Software, updates and expansions to our ongoing games like World of Warcraft, The War Within from Blizzard, handcrafted original concepts like South of Midnight from Compulsion Games, and blockbuster games with massive audiences like Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision. On behalf of our creative teams at Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard,
We're ending. No, it does feel like the ending, but it's not. This is supposed to be 2 hours.
For your continued support, and we look forward to getting their ambitious games in your hands. Diablo is one of the most enduring and beloved series in all of gaming. We're thrilled to have Diablo 4 in Game Pass, where millions of you made it your
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be 2 hours long?
This October, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred expands the demon slaying experience with an all-new
Vessel of Hatred. So the average Diablo player.
Of course, the
Okay.
next chapter in the acclaimed
That's a good
story.
name for them. I like that.
Here is the opening
Vessels of
cinematic
Hatred.
for the game.
Okay,
Let's
all right.
take a look.
I like it. That's good. That's good. That's what we'll call them from now on, right? I have it on PlayStation. I just apparently I can't play it on my own. I haven't tried it yet either. Do you remember the original video? Do you guys remember the original reveal trailer for Diablo 4? How gruesome it was? Diablo's one of the most beloved franchises that we managed to screw in 2 games. I don't know, because I thought Diablo 3 was awesome.
Belle. Is that how I raised you? No, Mother.
What? What in the Final Fantasy 14?
Alone.
Your mother's a crystal?
I must get to Akarat's tomb. But look at you. You're killing yourself. I don't know how much longer.
Oh, you can technically play 4 on your own until the endgame content. Oh, Diablo Immortal and Diablo 4. Well, Immortal doesn't count. It's a mobile game. No, if we don't have phones. Not everybody has phones.
So much. I'm so proud of you. But now, I need you to give up. No. Of course it's you. You monster. Let go of me. Let's go. No. You made a choice. And I warned you, little magpie. There would be consequences.
Was that an out season's April Fool's joke?
No! I control the stone!
The stone. You control nothing.
Ay, Diablo!
Maybe you're right. Maybe I could use some help.
Woo! Oh, that's the. I could use some help. That means you're going to be forced into multiplayer. Diablo, Vessel of Hatred. October 8th. Xbox and PC. I keep waiting for one of these announcements to say like Xbox PC and then like it says it and then at the bottom it's like and PlayStation. Like I just one game. I want one game to do that.
Oh, right. Jude. So, you want to know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery. Cheers.
Is it Fable? Albion's greatest hero, retired. I'm guessing that's Fable.
I mean, sure, you get your mega fans.
You are like literally my favourite person.
Your haters.
It's like a fan club, but we hate.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, there we go. That's Fable.
Chances. And the occasional giant toad. For some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you. Isn't it? Really stays with you. I knew this one hero.
Yeah, they're all good. Which is Fable. Like, I've seen the other Fable games, and they're not like, it's not like you're running around with supermodels.
Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift.
But I don't think they're atrocious or anything.
Like when you're young and you have a point to prove.
Welsh accent Fable.
This kid, she had it all.
I watched Matt play one, and I was like, eh.
The power. She was something else, all right. She was terrifying. So, yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey. She's back.
The game was literally falling apart while he was playing.
And no one is going to stand in my way.
Ooh. Okay. Who said medieval times? Yeah, it was medieval times. Everybody was miserable. It's true.
World premiere.
World premiere. You gotta give me the heads up that you're doing that so I can turn on the echo effect. Game of Thrones? They weren't all that great looking in Game of Thrones either. Not a shower among them.
It's my turn.
Is this no, wait, this is different. The card battler? Is this Color Splash? Is this the new Color Splash game? Oh, here we go. Card battling. Big head mode. Holy crap, like it's 1997 again. Oh, you're right. Too many unique characters. Fragpunk. Yeah, there were way too many unique sprites. Ah, okay. Yeah, well, you can go ahead.
There is nothing left for me in the city. So, I have traveled back to where I grew up.
Fievel goes home.
Here, I found my childhood home in ruins. Why hasn't my aunt taken good care of it? The bridge to her house is broken. So
Emotional journey.
I will make the tree stump a cozy home again, no matter what it takes. And no matter how hard it gets. I will fight. And find meaning and beauty out here.
Oh, he's got little clothes that he can wear? Oh, come on.
That in the dead of winter, a small city mouse doesn't stand
The rats of us.
Maybe so. But I must keep.
Why does it remind me of Don't Starve? Probably because of the artwork. It all looks like just like very. I mean, it is very hand drawn artwork, but.
Oh, wait. Let me laugh even harder.
World premiere.
My mixtapes bend others to my will. It's a strange, almost cosmic talent.
Go back to a time where summers lasted forever.
Is this Skate?
When
No?
friendships were unbreakable and any trouble was good trouble.
This year, I want to
Oh,
write.
look, it's another one of those.
Yes.
The
What's your name again?
the graphic style.
Beethoven and Dinosaur comes an adventure a lifetime in the making. Experience the freedom of the teenage wasteland.
This is like
making out
80s movie The Game.
And maybe something a little more.
This looks like it's meant to look like an 80s movie.
Yeah, Little Rockford, go nuts.
Yeah, like watercolor, like a claymation style. It's supposed to simulate a claymation style.
Of a generation.
Yeah, look, the music. It's Smashing Pumpkins. I'm in. Okay, wait, hold on. Joy Division. What the hell? Yeah, this is definitely an 80s.
Think of ourselves.
80s movie. The Game.
Remember to tell myself it felt important. At the
I
time.
would not at all be surprised if they called it 80s movie The Game.
In music.
Yeah, this is like the sort of scene like Goonies when they're riding their bikes to the adventure. Mixtape. I mean,
There have been noise complaints.
why would you smash pumpkins? Well, maybe it's the day after Halloween. Yeah, that is very 80s movie The Game. That looks okay. Could you pick a good movie for the example? What? The Goonies? You don't like the Goonies? What are you talking about? You had the Goonies scene right there. You had the thing where he was running through. Kind of reminds me of oh my god, what was the movie where he runs through the Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Right, you had some stuff like that. Hey, Flip. Oh, here goes your flight simulator update. Cars 4. Nothing happens for what? Goonies? Tons of stuff happens in Goonies. We have a busy Sunday. What'd I miss? You actually missed kind of a lot, Flip, if I'm being completely honest with you. They showed Doom, Fable, Perfect Dark. What were some of the other ones? They showed kind of a lot. I'm having trouble thinking about it because I'm trying to pay attention to this too. If you crash your plane, doesn't come. You know what, CT? I think about that kind of a lot with these kinds of games. They showed COD 6 a little bit, that 80s game they just showed. But I feel like some of the real big ones. I feel like Perfect Dark and stuff. I think some of those are really big. I think this is the best event at SGF so far. Yeah. For the ones that I've seen so far, yeah. I think some of the biggest announcements are in here. Snake Eater. Oh yeah, Snake Eater, new Doom, Diablo DLC, Perfect Dark, COD, like some very interesting. This is You know what? This is one of those events where even if you're not a big fan of some of these games, you have to admit that some of these are big announcements. Even if you don't care about Doom games, you have to admit that announcing a new Doom game is a big announcement. You know, WoW we already knew about, so it wasn't really that huge. Call of Duty is if you're not a big Call of Duty fan, fine, but announcing the new Call of Duty game is a big deal. Perfect Dark coming back is a big deal. There are announcements in here that even if you don't care about those franchises, they are big announcements. Fable, if you don't care about Fable, that's fine. But people have been waiting for that Fable game for a long time, and for it to resurface now, that's a big deal. When is the Microsoft grocery store simulator? It'll be cheaper than going to the grocery store, that's for sure. I'm not even counting it's a 2-hour event. Just what? Yeah, so far for the it's only been. It hasn't technically even been an hour. I have zero faith in Fable that's not being done by Lionhead, but it's still a big deal to see, especially since it's the return of it. Wait, is this Dragon Age? Oh no, they said Elder Scrolls. Come on with the music. What are we doing here? Supermarket simulator. Oh wait, there is a supermarket simulator. What is this? I have faith in Fable without Peter Molyneux. Makes me look at Jeff, another event. He went, like, what's your excuse? Another 2-hour event. Yeah, this music is not. Like, I know that that it's supposed to be kind of silly against the trailer that you're looking at, but this doesn't feel like it's it. That's the beginning. Yeah, so you hit or miss after the first one. This song is from Deadpool 2. Nobody wanted to pay $250,000. Oh, Elder Scrolls. Yeah, like is that normal music? Like Elder Scrolls Online, does it play itself up as a silly game? It's been around for a while. World premiere.
I swore I'd never use my power again.
It should have been Gangster's Paradise. Oh, hold on.
But 2 nights ago, I found my friend's body in the woods.
Emotional journey? Oh wait, yeah, isn't Life is Strange Square Enix?
I don't know
Life is Strange
who
3?
I can trust, or who trusts me. But my
This
friend
Tactics
Sophie
remake looks weird.
is dead.
In the award-winning Life is Strange. Oh, so it's in the world of Life is
Can I
Strange.
still hear her voice? Focusing my power.
Life is Stranger.
somehow-
Death is strange. Death is normal.
Into a parallel time.
Watch this. Death is normal.
Here, Sophie is still alive.
This is the bouncer.
Danger stalks our every step. And only I can investigate both realities.
I still feel like I'm supposed to
the
play
same
these
as
games.
This one, except you're
Dead.
dead.
Like death is normal.
I can still save
I kind of
Sophie
want that to be the name of it.
if I can solve and prevent the same murder across 2 timelines.
Life is Strange. Double exposure. Yeah, you know what's funny? I kind of like that idea. I like the idea of the game being called Death is Normal, and then it's sort of like a play on Life is Strange. But then at the end of the game, you find out that she was never supposed to prevent that character's death. It was to prevent someone else's, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have some sort of twist on it, and it's like you're not supposed to stop the death. And then it becomes, oh, okay, death is normal.
I can't let this go. It could be the best kept secret.
Oh, here we go.
What are you going to do, Indiana?
These artifacts have a deep connection to something in the past. Voss believes they hold a kind of power. A discovery that could change the world.
What were you doing out there?
Fresh air! We have to find the stones, Gina. Or they will. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you'd get a perfectly aligned circle.
The Great Circle.
Exactly.
I intercepted the Morse code coming from the Himalayas.
Where Voss is sending all of his men.
Hey, is this the guy from Star Wars? Yeah, I have not seen us punch a Nazi yet, and I'm kind of disappointed.
Is that a...
Battleship? Yep. Let's get a closer look. Gotta find the stone and get off this ship.
Oh, there we go.
In his hands.
Sweet! Punch him!
What does it say?
Earth something. What was that?
Oh, look, there goes one. Earth is flat.
Ciao.
There you go.
Hands behind your head.
It says White Chicks was amazing.
Where's the stone, you American rat?
That last part wasn't necessary.
Have you ever heard of Höhenangst?
Fear of heights?
Yes! And I have it. I endured this dreadful mountain even if my mind was screaming every step of the way.
You
Because of a
scum.
concept you narrow-minded Americans will never understand.
He should have called them American scum. That would have been much better.
Devotion. Total and absolute devotion to the fatherland. You have no purpose. What you have is your stupid American cartoons. Choo choo, choo choo.
It's just as ridiculous as the movies.
You laugh and dance, celebrating your own idiocy and drinking the piss you call beer. I will walk.
It's like watching an Indiana Jones
for the
movie.
devoted men of the Reich. Give me that stone. Now!
Can't give you what I don't have.
But I can give you these
Search
hands.
your corpse to make sure.
Please wait.
Give me the stone.
Gina.
This guy's just gonna kill you anyway. He's salty about a Daffy Duck cartoon.
We gotta get out of here.
Gina!
Halten Sie auf!
See, you know what I find very interesting? I'm gonna reserve this for later. That looked like the Junon cannon. I'm like thoroughly enjoying this. You know what I find funny? How long is this trailer? And yet we don't care because it's good. we crap on long trailers that are too long, but this is actually pretty funny, so it's good. I was fully enjoying that. I could have just kept watching that the whole time. There you go, Nazi punched. Yeah, that looks like fun. The writing and directing is on point. Subtle and low in the game looks exactly like how Lucasfilm. Yeah, like it looks like it's done. Like the directing is amazing in that. Mecha Break. Wait, did Mecha Break? Yeah, Mecha Break has as much attention to detail. Oh, this looks great. Nah, big, large. Oh my God! Yo, Mecha Break looks amazing. I'm in. I think I'm in day one. I think this might be a day one game for me. Oh my God! Year of the Mecha. Apparently, it never stopped. No, this is the encore. Mecha Break is Year of the Mecha Encore. Dude, this looks awesome. Robotech's looking great. Roblox. Yo, that looks incredible. That's the best we've seen of it yet. Phantom Blade Zero.
You never know you are a monster until someone comes to slay you. The first signs are really
imagine they add.
But over time,
imagine they add like Gundam-looking bots and Macross, and you get a whole bunch of other stuff.
Slowly consuming every little part of your
Phantom
humanity.
Zero. Phantom Blade Zero. Hey. Hang on. That water didn't. The ripples on the water weren't realistic enough. I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
I should know. It runs in my blood.
Is that my type of speed? I need to see gameplay. I need to see gameplay, like legit, just straight up gameplay. I don't know. Phantom Blade Zero looks a bit more my speed. Cause that could be kind of fast. You know what that looks like? That looks like the fast that Sekiro. That everybody tells me Sekiro is fast. And it looks like it might be like that.
To the living lands. That wild frontier suffers from the dream scourge. Find the root of this terrible plague and put an end to it.
Speaking of anything about the Gainax bankruptcy splitting Eva off, no.
The dream scourge is but a symptom of a deeper, more dangerous.
Do they really need to put coming to Game Pass day one after every trailer when everything comes to Game Pass day one? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're kind of right about that, Lilac. Like, have we seen? Like, I need to go through again and see what isn't coming to Game Pass day one.
There is more.
Unless that's the point they're trying to get across, is that you don't have to ask anymore.
You must open yourself to its mysteries.
I guess it's better than the one or two games that don't.
No matter how wild.
I guess it's better than putting a thing that says not coming to Game Pass day one.
Truly needs.
How fast do I want games to be? Should every character be hopped up on caffeine? Not every game, but I just like the ones that I like. That's why. I've said this before. When I say I like fast-paced games, fast-paced action games, I don't mean that Dark Souls shouldn't exist. I'm not some, forgive me on language, but I'm not some asshole that thinks that every game that I don't like shouldn't exist. But if I have to pick games that I like, then I'm going to pick fast-paced games. You never needed to ask. Day one Game Pass has been. Has it been though? I thought a lot of games haven't been Game Pass day one. One or two haven't, but I don't think it's the legal safety because they got in trouble for not specifying before. Yeah, I just have a preference, and my preference is fast-paced games. When it comes to action games. Oh yeah, world premiere.
Now the worst seems to be over.
And that other game was Avowed, by the way, which I was kind of interested in, but yeah, Phantom Blade Zero. I think that looks like a great game for me. I thought Stellar Blade was pretty fast. When I played the demo, I thought that was pretty quick. MGR. What's MGR? Metal Gear? Metal Gear Rising? People have said that those games are kind of fast, so maybe that would be a little bit more my speed. Is it Doctor Who? Atomfall.
Did your father ever tell you why my bones ache in the weather?
Metal Gear Rising. Maybe the same guys at Bayonetta. So yeah, so maybe that would be more my speed. I don't think I have any of those though.
Everyone.
There's two of them, right? Isn't it like Metal Gear Rising and Rising Revengeance or something?
They talk of peace.
Astral Chain. I've been wanting to play Astral Chain for a while. I think that game had a demo that I liked. Was it just one? It was just one? Okay.
Our people deserve
Neo.
Vengeance is a lonely path now, believe me.
I have one of those. I never played it though. Oh, this is the new Assassin's Creed, right?
Do not deserve to keep it.
Yeah, guess which character reminded me?
There is much we will learn from each other, Yasuke.
Yeah, guess which character reminded me how angry Twitter can get about certain things.
When they will be better together.
There is no honor.
And this is the new Animal Crossing game. Josuke is in Neo. Pretty badass spirit. Yeah, Twitter's consistently mad. Yeah, Lilac, it's you know. Yeah, a lot of variety here today. There's a lot of good stuff today. People don't want to admit it. People aren't going to be mad to admit it, but this has been a really good event so far.
Скіфе, радий тебе бачити.
I thought he said Scoofa.
Валимо звідси. Ви тільки погляньте на це. Край, чарівний край, черемоша й прута. Ти моя любов.
My only real complaint, a lot of 2025s.
Жива.
Which again, I still attribute that to just sort of changing that sort of mindset. Because notice, we haven't had any 2026s. And that sounds ridiculous, but that's exactly my point, is that we've had a lot of things where we either don't get a date and it's years out, or we get literally 2026s and 2027s. So notice we haven't really had any of that. Everything has been, given that it's halfway through 2024, you could argue that everything is technically within 18 months, which is unusual. It's going to take time. It's going to take time for us to get to that point where we're hearing all of the events, all of the games that we see are 6 months. I don't know. I want things to change, but I can't complain when they're moving in the right direction, but not there yet. A lot more 2025, but an okay number. Yeah, and a lot of 2024s. Yeah, that's the problem, Gold. How many of these 2025s are going to end up in 26? That's the problem.
Усі ці жертви, усі ці смерті. Який в них сенс?
Yeah, not everyone can do. Well, Disney, I think they can do what Nintendo does, but they've gone so long with not doing it that if they want to start, it's going to take a couple of years for them to catch up. It's going to take a couple of years for them to get to a position where they can announce things 6 months to a year out regularly. It's just it takes time. Stalker, I've heard of Stalker, but I've zero familiarity with this franchise. Yeah, 2-hour showcase. 2-hour showcase. Yeah, if you're doing a showcase, you have like 50 announcements. Most will be in the future than the current year.
We've been honored to partner with GSC Game World, the Ukrainian studio behind Stalker 2.
This goes to show the Sony's quality.
We can't wait for you to
show
experience
quality
their
when
game
I don't even remember it.
on September 5th.
Yeah, 45 minutes left.
You've seen amazing games from creators around the world, from both our partners and our own studios. From the biggest blockbusters,
I thought the indie game would be the
to
final
original
announcement,
independent
which is
games.
very interesting because
I hope you
as
enjoy the breadth of
when you look at
titles
some of the
coming to
announcements that
Xbox.
they've had,
In addition to all these great
if you're
games,
saving something
we're
big for the
introducing
end.
a new all-digital Series S.
Oh, here it
an
is!
Expanding color
The
and
all-digital
storage options
Series
across the
S.
Series
It's
X and S
adorably
lineup.
all-digital.
They'll be coming to select markets this holiday. These new X and S consoles, alongside the many other
There it
devices in
is.
our Xbox gaming family, offer you more
We've been
choices.
waiting for that.
It's our
Adorably
mission
all
to make
digital.
Xbox the best place for you to play by including the titles from our own studios and Game Pass at launch, by bringing your games into the future with our commitment to game preservation,
2
by
terabyte
pushing
console,
the
21
technical boundaries of our
terabytes. Holy
future hardware,
smokes.
and empowering you to play your games anywhere you want on Xbox
Silk
consoles,
Song will be
PC,
the
and
final
cloud.
announcement. Isn't that supposed to be this month?
Is what defines Xbox today and in the future. And we're hard at work on the next generation. Immediately after Showcase ends, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct begins. We're taking you
I thought
inside
it was an
Treyarch
hour
and
gap.
Raven for an extended look at what's next in Black Ops.
I might actually watch this.
Before we dive into the Direct, we've saved one more thing.
Yeah, I'm confused. Wait, what? Hold on, is it ending now? I'm so confused here. What's happening? Can you, Lana, can you find the schedule for me? I thought, oh, Gears. No, not Gears. Gears. No, wait, Gears? Would it be Gears? Wait, 5. Would it be 6? Yeah, Gears? No Gears. I used to get Gears mixed up with Resistance. That was why I was like, wait. Yeah, it'd be Gears 6, right? Is it Smash Bros? Gears guy coming to Smash? Ugh. Yeah, Resistance is Sony. Resistance, they also don't make them anymore, so now they make Gears games. Whoa. Gears of Hell. think I have one of these games. On Xbox One, I think. Yeah, I have Gears of War Ultimate Edition. E-Day. Oh, okay, never mind. I guess the Call of Duty event starts right now. So I guess the Call of Duty event, when they were saying 2-hour event, I guess they meant that the Call of Duty event was part of it. I thought that was a separate thing. Yeah, listen. Separate from the Call of Duty event, that's an A. That was a good event that had a lot of big announcements, that had a lot of very interesting announcements. Again, if you didn't like some of those games, that's fine. But those were big announcements. If you don't like Doom, if you don't like Metal Gear, if you don't like Perfect Dark,
to Treyarch in Los Angeles.
Fine.
And thanks for joining us.
But those are big
We're
announcements.
excited to share what we've been working on for the past few years.
As an
Black Ops
event,
6,
that's an
we really
A.
wanted to give ourselves the time to craft
B
something truly great.
+++.
This means we're
Just
delivering
give
a new
it
level
the
of
A,
polish and
CT.
innovation across all parts of the game.
Better
I've
than
been
Summer
working
Games
here for
Fest.
over 20
Probably
years,
the
and I
best
can
event
tell
so
you that we
far.
have something special on our hands with Black Ops 6. And I know that the team are excited to give you a deep dive into our campaign and global innovations across the entire game.
With Black Ops 6, we're taking players to a new but familiar era, the early 90s. In true signature Black Ops fashion,
Zero
our
sports
story
or
builds
racing
on real
games.
history, thrusting players into a conspiracy where a shadowy force has infiltrated.
It's like saying
the
a
highest
chocolate
levels
sandwich
of the
tastes
US
better than
government,
mud or grass. I mean, you're not
branding
wrong there.
anyone who resists as traitors and forcing players to go rogue for the first time.
Please keep
to fight
Warzone
the
out of
very
it. I think they
machine
will.
that created
This is
them.
going to be about Black Ops 6.
The team has been meticulously crafting every aspect
Call
of
of
this
Cart.
game to deliver the fun and
Cart of
attitude
Duty.
players expect from the Black Ops franchise.
Call of Duty. Come on.
Multiplayer is of course here and brings the Black Ops style and provides a playground for the brand new Omni movement system.
But I
new
missed
way
the
to push
car on
beyond your
stage.
limits and move.
Yeah, like it's true, but it wasn't a high bar. See,
We'll
I don't
see
know.
a
I
sneak peek
thought
of
that
later
I
today.
thought the Summer Game Fest
Ground-based
was a
Zombies
decent
is
event.
absolutely back. and
Sony,
better than ever, and you can be
they're,
sure it's full of surprises. With that, let's step into the mind-bending campaign experience.
Duty
we've been
Party
crafting with our partners at Raven.
Superstars. Ew, why does that sound so gross? Keep Warzone out of Black Ops in general. Hey, even Ben had to speak on one. What's this?
No turning back now.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
Every Call of Duty player has a favorite campaign mission. When we set out to make Black Ops 6, we were focused on delivering missions so iconic that they stick in your memory long after.
COD has iconic
We are
characters. A
bringing that
cart
action-packed
game
blockbuster
can be
feel
made.
to every step of the narrative. We're giving you more variety, more dynamic moment-to-moment gameplay, and more options.
I'll
to
go and say
finish each
SGF was
mission.
better just because it was all about
Good
games for
smell.
this year. Almost everything had a release date, and that is very important to me. But so did this. I mean, they had
The game
vague,
is packed
they
with
had
unexpected
release
moments of Black
windows.
Ops mystery.
I just think
It's a
that the games were
high-octane
bigger,
spy thriller
were bigger
where you're
to
never
that
sure
they
who to
announced.
trust and what's real. And it's all set against the backdrop of the early 90s. The Soviet Union was crumbling after the fall of the Berlin Wall. and
Raven
end
made
of
the game.
Cold War.
I thought
the U.S. is the only remaining superpower.
Treyarch.
The Gulf
Isn't
War was
Treyarch the good
dominating
one?
Headlines everywhere.
Oh,
And there
Raven
was a
is the
growing
one making
mistrust
it?
in government,
Yeah, they did just show that
reflected
logo,
everywhere
didn't they?
Across the music,
I sort of saw it out of the corner of my eye.
television, and pop culture of the time. When we talk about the Black Ops timeline, Black Ops 6 comes after the events of the Cold War, but is directly tied to the 1986 flashbacks in Black Ops 2, the aftermath of which has left our heroes
Okay, so
in
that's
dire
why.
circumstances.
That's why there was a reference to Black Ops 2 recently.
Black Ops 6 blends the rich and gritty history
The
of
Sally
previous
guns or
franchise
something.
titles
There were
with
guns
bold
that you
new
could find
characters.
in
With veteran Frank
Warzone,
Woods
I think in
as our
Rebirth
through line in
Island,
our story.
that were a reference to Black Ops 2.
In this new chapter, we see a different side of Woods following his traumatic injury.
What the hell were they called? It was like two guns, but I
He's
forget
been
what they were
pulled
called.
from the field as he adjusts to a new role within the CIA, often behind a desk or on the other end of a radio. His protege is Troy Marshall, who's been making a name for himself in the field. Marshall is a reluctant leader driven by a strong moral compass. Marshall and Woods are working with another
it was
base in
pistols.
Black Ops
It was
6, CIA
dual pistols,
handler
but they
Jane
had a name on
She's
each
a
one of them.
leader, fearless and brilliant,
And it was supposed to be a. I've heard the name before, but in reference to something else. But I didn't know that it was a reference to Black Ops 2.
The CIA, whether they want to.
Because I didn't play.
And Marshall has the ability to make tough
generic
calls in the
character
field,
description.
ones that Harrow trusts him to make. But when an operation goes wrong, Woods and Marshall are suspended and ultimately forced to go rogue. They soon realize they have to trust each other to get to the bottom of what's going on.
Soldiers who go rogue?
Without any of their usual resources. They have to build their own team, recruiting 2 exciting new characters in Felix Newman, a technical genius, and Savati Dima, a mysterious assassin. With the end of the Cold War, these former enemies.
What about
have
zombies?
become new
They're going to
allies.
talk about that.
And
They
with
said
the
that
sudden
they are
return
going to
of
talk about the
notorious
zombies
operative
mode and
Russell
everything.
Adler, who'd gone missing for months.
I know most people are probably tuning out from this stuff. Even I'm not a Call of Duty person, but this is I want to get into Call of Duty, so I do find this kind of interesting. Ryan, rating of the party of 9. Welcome from Ryan's stream. I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope you had
Our
fun.
goal was to offer players a wide variety of mission types, each crafted from the ground up. One moment, you'll be storming a palace. The next, you'll be pulling off a heist at a casino.
Mini games.
We aim to take players
Casino
all over the
mini
world
games?
and immerse them in vastly different experiences. Within these missions, we wanted gameplay.
Hey, it was all right. I got Doom. Ryan, I gotta be honest. I gave it an A. I gave that an A. I said I was saying a minute ago. If you didn't like some of those games, that's fine. But those were big games to announce. Showing Metal Gear 3, Metal Gear Delta, Doom. Perfect Dark. Like there were a lot of games in there. Fable. They finally showed Fable again. So even if you didn't like those games, I think they were big announcements. I gave that event an A. Zero sports games. They showed the Indiana Jones games was a fantastic looking game with a great trailer.
Challenges for the player. So whether they choose to go in guns blazing.
See, Ryan, and I think that's where I disagree. I think that big is relative. I think that some of those games were very big. I think they just weren't big for us because we don't really like the franchise.
Will be relentless, constantly seeking.
If you don't like Doom, you might sit there and say, Doom. But you have to admit, Doom is a big franchise with a lot of people that follow it. Yeah, I'm just gonna agree to disagree because I know that people don't like that and they don't want to. I don't want to start a back and forth where everybody gets all upset and everything. But no, I would disagree. I would say that some of these were big announcements.
It's one of the largest campaign maps that we've ever created.
Look alive, people! I know we're coming.
Like this right here, you know, it's Call of Duty. And people don't care about Call of Duty. But it is the new Call of Duty game, and people do, you know, it hasn't been a big franchise for a long time. So is this a game people care about? Not really.
An opulent casino.
But is it a
Southern
big
Europe?
game? Sure.
It's unlike any past mission in Call of Duty. And what the player does in this space is
Not to
totally
mention
unexpected.
Cold War was
In
kind of
another one of our
and
missions,
4
we have set
had a
harsh
like there.
tundra
I
of
guess there
northern
was no campaign in 4, so this is a return to what people are hoping to be a really big thing. It's the first Call of Duty since the whole takeover merger thing. So
as well as some favorites from the Black Ops universe: RCXD, Tranquilizer Trap, Adrenaline Sting,
comes out same day as Sonic, and I'm getting Sonic. But you're not gonna that's I don't know. It doesn't mean that games don't matter because you're not gonna buy them day one. You know.
The campaign is grounded.
People
with
care
an
about Black
expanded
Ops instead of
campaign
Call
hub
of Duty as a
called
whole.
The Safe House. You might remember we also
Was Fable
had
ever
that
big?
in Black Ops Cold
I would
War.
say
But this
no.
time, we wanted to think a little
But
bit more broadly
for
about the
Xbox
environment.
players, maybe?
We chose to have our team's hub located in a more naturalistic setting. So,
For me, it
in
was.
an abandoned manor
For me,
by
Fable
an
was never
ocean
big.
cliffside.
I agree with Jennifer. I don't think it was an A personally, but it was
What's
decent.
most
Big
unique
announcements,
is that
even if
it
not
used to
interested
be
in a lot of them
a
personally. And I got a
KGB
good variety
black
that
site,
was
which
shown.
operational during the 50s and 60s. This brings a
BO4
lot
campaign
of
was a
intrigue
tutorial
to
for
the
Hero
Safe
Shooter
House
thing.
and
It was
will
just
allow
practice
players
arena
to
for Heroes.
explore
Fable's
and
more a
discover
cult
secrets
favorite.
from the past. The team
Master
is
Chief
also
in
bringing
Gears
back
Guy
the
armor.
Evidence board, which is still the centerpiece of the Safe House experience, but with
Okay,
brand
so
new
that's just
upgrades.
how they.
Players can
So they're
view the
basically running you
campaign outline,
through
gain deeper
how this
insights
game
into
is structured.
missions, and analyze evidence collected
How long is
throughout
this
missions.
event, by the way? I'm guessing this is going to be 30 more minutes.
Okay, the attacker comes in.
Yeah, Cold Favor is probably a good way to describe it.
One, go! That was sick. Great. I think we got it.
Fable did get a lot of attention in the 6th and 7th gen. It got a lot of
Black Ops
publicity.
6, our goal is to create
Yeah,
a
I don't know on an
connected
Xbox. I was like, wow,
experience
that's
that
an
keeps
impressive
players
showing. It was an
immersed
impressive
across
showing.
every single mode.
I feel like people should pick if they're judging
We've
events
pushed
based on their own
ourselves at
taste,
every
based on
corner
what they
to
perceive
innovate
general
and
consumer
craft
interest is. And yeah,
the most
and
signature
KH,
Black
and I
Ops
think that's
experience
my
for our
difference. I
players.
think when I talk about
Movement has been a consistent
how I
area of
rate
focus
an
and
event, I
innovation.
rate it as a consumer
And with
event.
Black
I don't
Ops
rate
6,
it as for
we're
me,
redefining
because
movement
for
across
me,
the entire
the
game.
reality is, for me, if I
For
was
the
going to
first
rate
time
most
ever,
of these
players
events,
can
most of
sprint
these
in
events are
any
going to get a
direction
C.
and move like a true Black Ops action
Because
hero with an entirely new
I,
global
for
system
as
we
much as
call
I thought
Omni.
some of these games, I thought the Doom game was a
This
huge
unlocks the
announcement and it
ability
looked
to move
interesting.
like
I'm
never
not going to buy
before
it.
and seamlessly change
I know that I'm not
combat
going to buy
maneuvers
that
like
game.
slide,
Why?
dive,
Because I've
and
never
our
been a crazy
enhanced
Doom
supine
player.
prone in full 360 degree
Hey,
motion.
turn them back around.
From the beginning, we started with, you can't do this thing, why? And then
Yeah,
realized
Perfect
people
Dark,
actually move that
Fable.
way.
I'm
What
not going to
happens
sit
if
here
you
and
get
act like I'm
rid
going to
of
buy
that
those games.
construct?
I'm
And then
almost
instantly it
100%
opened up,
not
oh,
going
if
to
you
buy
sprint
those
in any
games.
direction, then you can
So if I
dive
was
in
going to
any
rate
direction, you can
every
slide in
event
any
based on whether or
direction,
not I thought I
which
was
then
going to
led
buy a
to
game
all
or
the
even
on the
play a
ground
game,
movement and everything
most of
else
them are
that
going to
came
get a
together.
C minus. Because I'm just not going to play that many games. If I had $1 billion, I just wouldn't play that many of these games. So I rate it from a consumer standpoint. I rate it from would the general audience, would a large number of people enjoy a large number of these games? And I think a lot of people would really like the Xbox stuff. Yeah, that's a good, I think that's probably the best way to say that.
We also have what we're calling intelligent movement, which is
And I
a
don't
set
think
of
there's anything
features that
wrong with it. I
drastically
think it's just
reduces
probably
how many
important to
buttons
have a
and keys you're
distinction
pressing
between
to
the two.
perform various movements. These can be enabled in
Problem is
player
with TRMX
options,
winning an
and they're broken down
Xbox
into three
when it's all
categories.
coming to yeah, we were talking
Sprint
about that
assist,
earlier too.
mantle
I still don't
assist,
want to get an
and
Xbox,
crouch
especially with
assist.
Doom confirmed to be
And each of
coming to
these
PS5
settings will
demo.
allow
Yeah, we
for
were talking about that
fine-tuning.
earlier about how this doesn't
Intelligent movement really started with this
particularly
idea that
make
we
you
want
want to
all
buy an
players to focus on
Xbox
what
per
they wanna
se,
do,
but it
not
makes you
how
want to play
do it.
those games.
We
That's
want
why
every
it's
player,
part of the reason I
regardless
think
of
that
skill
Microsoft
level
is
or
going to
input
slowly
or
kill the
experience
Xbox
with Call of
brand,
Duty,
and they're just going to
be
stick
able
with
to
Microsoft
engage
gaming
with
because they don't
Omni
need it.
and live out their own action hero fantasy in Black Ops 6.
Putting so much effort in realistic movement, showing they don't need a player base in their twitchy,
We
zigzag,
looked at other
cracked out
genres like
schizo
racing
running
games,
movements.
where they have these great assist settings that can be turned on and off. Things like traction control or assisted braking. And we really love the idea of taking that thinking and applying it to our own movement options. I don't think this
there
is
was a
one-size
post going
fits all
around
thing,
about
and
X
I
Defiant
encourage players
about
to
the
play
bunny
around
hopping,
with combos of these
where you
settings
hop
to really
and
dial
you to
in
avoid
their
getting
preferred
shot.
setup.
And people were actually complaining about it, and I think they're nerfing it
Hit
out of the
zones are
game.
regions
They're making
on
it
a
so that after
character
you
that
hop,
react when taking
the
damage
next
or
hop
dying.
is going to be
In past
significantly
games, we've
shorter.
only had 4 regions. For Black
Almost
Ops
like a
6,
jumping
we've actually
cooldown.
increased that to 9
Oh my
regions.
God.
So now we can determine if that enemy was shot in their left leg or right leg, and then we'll play a bespoke death animation depending on
That's
that
pretty
location
cool.
that they were
I like
hit.
that.
So world connectivity is this concept that players' movement and reactions are connected to the world based on their choices. A great example that really shines is a global feature we call corner slicing.
That would you buy an
where
Xbox?
as you
No, but
round
I'd
a
play this
corner
on
and go
PC,
through a doorway,
and that's
your weapon's
Microsoft
gonna
market.
dynamically rotate in the direction that you're rounding that
Someone was
corner.
already spiked
And since it's
to
dynamic,
the point
it'll
where
be a
they're
bit
not
more
selling me to get
dramatic
this
if you're
console. It's kind of a
slowly
lie because we
playing
already
around, but
decided.
won't
Yeah,
affect you
because
at
we
all
already
if you're
decided not to
barreling
care.
full speed around that same corner.
Later,
We're
Aram, have a
constantly
good
looking
one.
for opportunities to set the bar with movement and animations in Black Ops 6.
Yeah, no more healing bunny hops.
Take cover.
They don't count that unless it benefits their console. Again, Baldur's Gate 3 was PC day one. People still say exclusive.
That we've done.
Easy exclusive.
Through our process of photogrammetry, gear was acquired, scanned, and incorporated onto each of our operatives. For our faces, a dynamic real-time analysis of spontaneous
Give me
performances was
zombies.
captured and processed to make every emotional emotional, impactful moment true to actual life. We made sure to have special attention to the cuticles.
And we'll
so
use
that
it
they
to
don't
train
literally
our
just touch the
AI
touch. They're stirring
algorithms.
between their nails, the oils in their palms as they're sweaty and running through situations that they're in.
People call it BG3 console exclusive, but a lot of Xbox fans struggle to read that part first. That first part.
The thing that I'm most
Yeah, I
excited
do hope
about is the
Nintendo
number
is this
of new
week.
weapons
I
from
think
the era
Nintendo's
that
going to
we've
be this
added,
week.
which includes many that are brand new to the franchise. Our heroes are rogue operatives, and they
And there you
operate
go. I
outside the
mean,
normal
you
playbook.
do that the other
means
way
they're
around.
procuring
Look
gear
at
by any means necessary.
Nintendo events
And
that
it
we've
allowed us
looked
to
at.
pull
We've said
unique mix
A.
of weapons.
We've said, oh my God, A+ event.
We
But
made sure to
if you
deliver
don't care about
dozens of
Nintendo
unique
games and you don't
attachments
care
for
about
every
those
gun, and this allows
franchises,
the players
it's a
to create
C.
a
It's a
weapon
C
to
event.
match
It's a C-
any
event.
playstyle that you can imagine.
Any
all
event
while maintaining the
is
feel
probably
and
going to be a C-
tone
for
of
most
the
people
era.
because they're probably not realistically going to play every single thing on there.
In Black Ops 6, we really strive for striking that balance between real and hyper-real, but we want to ground our effects in realism. We find real-world reference so that we can match that motion, the weight, the timing.
Also, look at
then riff
Nintendo
off of
farming
that
sim events, and
create
we went
that
snore.
hyper-real
I mean,
look
we
that
did do
everybody
that
has
for
come to
them.
know and love from Call of Duty.
But they weren't first party events, right? This doesn't really. It's that sort of back and forth. I think that's kind of difficult.
The Black Ops 6 user experience is all about focusing players on
This
what they
community
need
is very
when they
biased
need.
toward Nintendo to
And our
begin with.
in-game HUD
Not
is no
incorrect.
different.
Not
From
incorrect.
the minimap to the ammo widget to in-game notifications, the Black Ops 6 HUD combines some of our best designs in a
Treyarch
clean,
puts more effort in
streamlined
Infinity Ward and
experience.
Sledgehammer when it comes to COD.
For the first time in Call of Duty, players will be able to change their HUD in dramatic ways to suit
Really?
their needs. For instance, streamers can choose a layout optimized for their setup, or maybe you want your HUD centered so you don't have to look away. Want to play hardcore anywhere, or finally put the minimap in the bottom left? Those are options as well. Not only does the
That's
HUD
kind of
give players
interesting.
important status, it connects them to the world and helps them feel rewarded for being awesome. As players track that elusive
That's a
challenge
very
and target
interesting
their
thing to
next
do.
level unlock, Black Ops 6 delivers an end-to-end experience from the lobby into combat and back, where player progress and achievement are celebrated in a big way.
I haven't bothered watching most of it because I know I can't afford to buy any of this new stuff anyway. And anything I can, I already know about and plan to buy. And B, I'll just wait to hear about what it's doing wrong on Twitter to learn about its existence that way.
Early on in Black Ops 6's development, we set a
I
goal
mean, we're
to
growing
make
more biased towards
leveling and
Nintendo than either
XP
Sony or
matter
Xbox.
more than ever. Looking back through the Call of Duty and Black Ops catalog,
Also, even for
there's a
that,
lot
oops,
of love,
darn, all
both
farm
internally at
sims,
Treyarch
we
and
still
that we
went,
see in
not
our
bad, just a
community
lot of farm.
for
Yeah,
how
you're
we
right.
used
We
to
said not
handle
bad.
Prestige.
We said, it's just a lot of farm sim. Why was there so many farm
Traditional
simulators?
Prestige
It
is
was okay, it
back
just wasn't for
in
me,
Call
and
of
that's
Duty
kind of
with
how I look
Black
at most
Ops
of
6.
these.
We've pulled the best of the best from past Call of Duty Prestige systems and are going bigger and more rewarding than ever.
Fable sold
Players
5
who
million. I
reach
wouldn't call
max
it niche,
player
keeping in
level
mind
will
that
have the
sales of 10 million
choice
plus
to
were not
enter
as common
Prestige,
back then.
Start fresh with relocked gear and go through the leveling journey again. Black Ops 6 will have 10 prestiges, each with
Fable
a valuable
1?
set of rewards to earn and equip to peacock your status.
Fable 2.
Players
What
who
about the
make
other
it through
Fable
Prestige
games?
10 aren't done. Instead,
I mean,
they'll
if
graduate into
Fable
Prestige
2 is the one
Master
that sold the
with
most and that was
1,000
5
additional
million,
levels
that's
to
a
climb
little
through,
low.
and a classified reward to uncover for anyone dedicated enough to make it all the way to the end. The full Prestige system is available on day one in Black Ops 6.
Yeah, I wish. Why are shotguns are never that OP when I use them? I guess that's just because it's PvE stuff.
We know how many of our players look forward to multiplayer, and we will be providing a deep dive on it later in the year. For now, here's some insight into our development of Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Our vision since
Yeah,
day one has
Sony
been
had
to
the
craft an
Concord
approachable and
thing,
engaging step change of
Astrobot,
that signature Black
and then a
Ops
bunch of stuff in the
multiplayer
middle.
experience. We focused on supporting
Fable
three
1 was 3.5
core
million,
playstyles
3
for
was 4
launch.
million. So it's pretty
Enforcers are the
consistent.
slayers who like to kill and stay on the move. Recon is all about intel and counter intel play. And strategists
Sales
are
only
support
matter when I
players
wanna
who
be
throw their
right.
bodies at objectives for the win, or focus on taking out enemy score streaks for the team. All of our weapons, gear, and gadgets in multiplayer have been intentionally designed through that lens of supporting these play styles. And of course, it wouldn't be a Black Ops game if you can't relive those action hero moments in theater mode, which we're happy to announce is returning with Black Ops 6. Now, I said we're only getting a taste of MP today, but of course that means you're going to get some early details on maps.
We're happy to announce
Oh,
that
Monster
we will
Hunter
be
was at the
launching
Sony
with
event.
16 all-new MP maps.
Why did it make having a full prestige since day one sound like something big? Isn't that standard? Or did they remove it at some point? Yeah, I don't know. Like it's interesting because people are kind of excited about 6, and I think it's because 4 and 5 like made a bunch of weird changes, and that might have been one of them.
With more medium size, like better for hardcore pacing to keep the
I don't
action
think this
flowing,
was
but still have
bad. Just a lot of shooty bang bang and same looking kind of fantasy. I don't think there were that much variety of something. It's still good. It's still good, but not oh my god amazing showcase to me. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty decent.
Some of those locations through the multiplayer lens.
I thought there was some variety. I mean, you're not wrong. A lot of it was shooting, but
we've covered a lot today, but couldn't leave you without giving you
zombies.
Just one more thing.
Then these COD devs look like they're being held at gunpoint like they usually are. Oh, Mecha Break. We saw Mecha Break before. We've seen it a couple of times so far. We saw it at Game Fest yesterday.
We're excited to
or
announce
Saturday.
There will be 2 brand new maps available at launch, with a curated mix of fan-favorite features and new elements to discover.
Shooty Bang Bang sounds like a violent parody film.
Cooperative Horde mode, where every map is packed full of powerful weapons and upgrades.
There's only one Japanese development team in the Xbox showcase, and that was Metal Gear Solid.
It's incredibly important to Treyarch, and we are so proud of what the mode is bringing to players in Black Ops 6. As you've heard today, the innovations in movement systems will also be coming to zombies. Plus, there are many additional zombie-specific features, both new and returning. This is going to be a truly epic
cross this with Mario and Rabbids?
Zombies. Be on the lookout for more intel coming later this year.
Steph interviewed AB. Mark?
Now, we know we only gave you a little taste of multiplayer here today, so make sure to
get the
mark
little
your
card?
calendars for our worldwide multiplayer reveal event at Call of Duty Next on August 28th.
Oh, okay.
Make sure to stay tuned for details and watch your favorite streamers get hands-on Black Ops 6 so you can be prepped and ready to jump into our MP beta and feel Omni movement for yourself. We'll be sharing so much more about Black Ops 6 in the coming months and look forward to seeing your reactions and your feedback from our open beta coming up this fall and into launch. And it's not just about launch, because the team is already focused on delivering a ton of content in the live seasons, which we'll be sharing more about. Am I allowed to talk about Warzone yet?
No.
Our goal on Black Ops 6 was
there you go. See, they didn't talk about Warzone.
We've ever done, and frankly, the most fun to
There's
play.
your Warzone mention.
To do that, we deconstructed all of our gameplay, our systems, and content plans, and repeatedly asked how something could be better. In some cases, that led us to huge innovations like Omni Movement, where we're now allowing players to move how real people
with
and
70
operators
games,
move.
a lot of American development games tend to fit into
In other
set marks
cases,
and
it
take
led us
less
back to
risks.
some of our classic systems like Prestige. Then taking that classic system.
Yeah, see,
through
he's
the
calling
ringer
it a classic
and making
system, so I'm
updates
wondering
and
if that's something that they
improvements.
either
Across our
removed
weapons, gear,
or
operators,
didn't
maps,
have
and more, a huge
day one
push
on the
has
other
been to hit
games.
the highest visual and audio fidelity possible. The campaign tells an all-new Black Ops story where you're forced to go rogue and are being hunted by the teams that trained you. On top
It's a
of that,
2 hour.
the team's
Well, yeah,
really
I mean, so
focused
far
on
we're at
mission
an hour and
engagement
42 minutes,
variety.
including the Call of Duty stuff.
Multiplayer is a key ingredient in the
Call this
DNA
event
of
very
Black Ops, and
shooty-bang,
hopefully
just
in the
decided it
sneak
was really-
peek,
do you
it
like
was clear that
Souls-likes?
every single part of the MP game loop will be improved and better than ever.
Yeah, and
movement
you know,
to
for Nintendo,
shooting,
it's like,
to
hey, everything's
footsteps,
bright
to
and colorful.
engagement systems
and,
to death. And last but definitely not least, the triumphant return of round-based zombies. There is so much more to share.
Did any
across
COD come out
all
last
3
year?
games
Not
before the
last
game
year.
officially
Cold War, I
launches
think, was the
on
year
October
before.
25th. On behalf of the entire team, we can't wait for you to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Yeah, I don't think Cold War was last year. That was the year before. I'm also bored of modern shooters. Modern Warfare started the trend of moving out of old wars, and everyone and their mom now is multiple modern shooters. But I also got tired of the old school shooters, and you know, I think people are just tired of shooters in general. You know, I don't know. It's. I don't know. I never really know like what I'm supposed to think about that stuff. Like, again, people say, oh, shooter this and shooter that, but if they announce 17 Metroidvania search action games, we'd all be excited for it. You know, that's why it's just like I never really know. You know, everybody gets excited when they see a new Soulsborne game or a Dark Souls type game, and it's just and everybody gets all crazy for it. But then we see 2 hero shooters, and everybody loses their minds. They look at Concord and they say hero shooter, death of gaming, and then they see the third Soulsborne game of the event, and everybody gets excited for them. They are your thoughts, so you're meant to think what you want to think. Lilac, Twitter would have me believe otherwise. Yeah, a little bit of WoW. You had the Life is Strange thing. You had this game here, like, you know, action platformers. Everybody gives me crap when I talk about emotional journey games. Like, there was a lot of variety here. Yeah, I think there was a good variety. When you've seen one Soulsborne game, you've seen them all. But you could say that about Metroidvania. You could say that about shoot-'em-ups. You can say that about shooter games or action-adventure games. You can say that about any franchise. Once you've seen one, every other one is a variation of one of them. You can say that about any game, any franchise. Development sims, right? Town builder sims, Age of Empires, Civilization, SimCity. You can look at all of those and you can say they're all the same thing. It's just variations on the formula. It's like, yeah, that's how different games work. Yeah, that's how that works, is that they're all going to be variations of quote unquote the same thing. What's different now? You know, people with Final Fantasy, the whole Final Fantasy thing, like, oh my God, why did they stop being turn-based? But there's like 100 turn-based games out there. Play, you know, any of the other Square Enix games. Play other games from other franchises, and they're turn-based games. What's different? They're different. The story is different. The characters are different. There are differences in the mechanics. There are differences in like different enemies. It's a different world. Like, it's all different. Everything is about how it differs slightly from each other, but they're all similar. They've all got something that they thread together. And then a lot of the time, it just looks like that on the surface. I tried playing the Division 2 yesterday. I started playing the Division 2 yesterday, and I'm kind of like, I'm playing it, and I think it's a decent game for what it is. I think that it's just not the game that I thought it was, because you look at the Division on the surface and it looks like a military shooter. It looks like a shooty bang bang game. But then I'm playing it and it's like it kind of reminds me of Mass Effect. When I first played Mass Effect, I thought Mass Effect was going to be, all right, it's a run and gun sort of shooter action based game, and then it really plays out like a role playing game. It plays out like your character levels up. Your weapons have different things that you attach to them. You've got skills. You've got outfits. You've got a skill tree. Like, you've got all of these things that I'm looking at, and I'm thinking, this is not what I was expecting out of the Division 2. See, I had that with Mass Effect. When I first played it, I didn't know that it was like a third-person RPG, basically. See, what's a third-person cover looter shooter? See, you say looter shooter, and I think a multiplayer-focused game. And when I'm playing the Division 2, that's not what I'm playing. I'm playing the single-player campaign, and I don't feel like I'm playing a looter shooter. I feel like I'm playing a third-person adventure game. It's just, what's the combat like? Instead of a sword, I'm running around with a gun. I feel like that's what but when I look at the Division 2, on the surface, I see shooty bang bang. And it's not really like that. The multiplayer's like that. Looter shooters are never See, then I have to question that, because every time I hear the term looter shooter, it's a team-based game. Every time I hear looter shooter, I see team-based multiplayer PvP game. Every single time I have heard that, that's what it is. Except maybe, I guess Borderlands counts that way. Borderlands is the looter shooter, and that game can be played entirely solo. So yeah, so I don't, but all right, then fine. Division 2 is a looter shooter, but I've literally never heard it described that way. Yeah, so that's what it means. See, when I think looter, I think looting like you're getting stuff in the game, like in the multiplayer setting. So that's fine. But if Call of Duty and the Division showed up in an event, whichever one you saw second, someone would say, "Oh, another shooter," but they're fundamentally completely different games. So that's why I say, like, if you want to just look at it on a surface and say, oh, well, it looks like another one of these games, all right, fine. But they are different games. There are enough differences for them to matter. Yeah, multiplayer is the option, not the focus. Yeah, which I know about the Division. I'm aware of that. But then the funny thing is, when you then play the game, because the Division 2, since it's an older game, there were a lot of updates and stuff to the game. So you get a lot of pop-ups. Like, I played it for the first time yesterday, so I put it in. And I got a ton of pop-ups and information about multiplayer stuff. There were a lot of things that popped up about, like, hey, we added this thing that has multiplayer. We added this co-op thing. And this is where you go for the... And not just multiplayer versus, multiplayer co-op also. But it gave me a lot of updates about it. So it kind of is like... It's a single player game, and then you turn it on and it says multiplayer, 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 and you're like, oh, okay, wait. I'm going to question that too. A lot of looter shooters have a multiplayer focus because that's what they've become. That's how I have heard the term. That's how I've heard the term of whenever I hear looter shooter, they're always talking about a multiplayer game. Isn't that what they called the first? What was that one that they just showed the other day? The first Descendant or something? Isn't that what that was called? Wasn't that called a hero shooter? And they kept showing you the multiplayer stuff. Destiny is a looter shooter. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard about the multiplayer focus of that game, not PvP, PvE, but multiplayer. I hear it all the time about Destiny. Destiny, I do hear the single player often, but I hear multiplayer all the time with that. But then there was that, like I said, it was that first Destiny or first Descendant or whatever it was called. First Descendant. And they called it a looter shooter. The Finals, I heard them say that the Finals was a looter shooter. I've heard people describe Finals as a looter shooter, and that's a multiplayer focused game. That's an only multiplayer game. So yeah, I that would probably just come down to the fact that that's just how I hear the term. But my point of all of that is, when you define it as that. But on the surface, if you saw a trailer for it, if you saw that in a Call of Duty game in the same event, people would say another shooter. And it's like, but they're very different games. Yeah, it's because looter shooter is classed as the subgenre to a game. Yeah, and that's fine, and that's okay. But that distinction isn't often made, not initially. You know what I think? I hear shooter with an RPG gear system, and that's what the Division is. That's a good way to think about it. So I'm going to start thinking about it that way. It's okay, Greg. You're just wrong. Yeah, but overall, I going back to the original point before we wrap up, because we're going to wrap up here. Going back to the original point, though, I thought that those were good events. The Call of Duty event, I was kind of half in, half out, so I probably could have left that, but I enjoyed the discussion, so that was a good thing. But yeah, overall, I thought the Xbox event was pretty good. I thought that there was a lot of interesting stuff there. State of Decay, right? State of Decay is a known franchise. It's the third game, so again, if you don't care about State of Decay, all right, fine. But it was a pretty decent announcement. That was something big. That was a brand new announcement, right? We didn't know about that game before. That was a world premiere, I think. This also suffered the same effect the State of Play has, but on the opposite side. State of Play people found so dull, so forgot most of what was announced. This had a lot of big announcements, arguably too many, making it hard to remember most of what was at. Yeah, you're kind of right, because you think about Doom and stuff, and then I thought about Doom, And it took me a second to remember that Metal Gear 3 was there, or Metal Gear Delta was there. There was a ton of stuff there, but does that make it bad or does that make it good? If something is so good that you don't remember the other good things, is that a bad thing or a good thing? If the steak was so good that you're also forgetting that you're eating the best mashed potatoes you've ever had in your life, isn't that a good problem to have? CT, thank you so much for the 10 bits. Good event. Hoping for more to come this week. I think so. I think it's going to be this week. I hope it's this week. Yeah, first world complaint. Too much good stuff at a 2-hour event. I'd say bad when most of the games are more likely to be shown in a second showcase. I mean, yeah, some of them are definitely going to be shown later on again. I don't know. I feel like we're just sort of in this weird kind of I feel like we're just in this weird sort of space right now where we don't know exactly what it is that we want to hear and see. And, you know, we want big announcements, but not too many big announcements. And we want the games to be exciting, but not too exciting. But we need to move them at a fast pace. But we don't want them to just flash names on the screen. So we have to see something, but not too much. We want to see gameplay, but we don't want to see the gameplay if it's too early. But if we don't want to see, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we're all over the place with what it is that we want. And it's a difficult balance for us to get, you know, and then we're happy about some things and we're not happy about the same things from other places. And, you know, oh, it's a console exclusive game. Well, that's so awesome. It's a console exclusive game. It's so anti-consumer. How dare they? And I don't know. One kid really likes the Speedo guy. I don't know, man. I wonder sometimes. I wonder. You know what I wonder? Can I be honest with you? Can I level with you before I leave here? Before we wrap up for today. We may or may not. We should most likely have a stream tomorrow. By the way, I don't know what we're going to be doing because I probably want to watch the Ubisoft event. But can I be completely honest with you? Sometimes, and I've said this before, so I don't really think this is a big giant announcement. It's exhausting sometimes. It's exhausting. I don't know. It's exhausting trying to be a fan of video gaming culture because video gaming culture, it just seems like everybody's so angry, and it just seems like everybody wants to be angry. And it's when did not for me become shouldn't be for anybody? Like, I don't know. It's so exhausting to even talk about it. It to be completely honest, it gets to the point where it's almost kind of depressing to talk about because I like, we're fine here. I don't think that we're extremely toxic. I don't think that we're attacking each other in any way whatsoever. I don't think that we're harassing each other or we're creating an angry, like an upset space for each other or unsafe space for each other. I don't feel like any of that's happening. But at the same time, it does feel like we do get a little defensive, right? It feels that way. You know, we go back and forth and we have so many different opinions. We have differing opinions on the same things. And I mean, we've had moments where we have to be like, all right, everybody, let's settle it down a little bit. But it just, I don't know. It gets exhausting sometimes. And I worry. And this is probably the more personal thing that I was going to say, that I worry sometimes that I'm going to get to the point where I just don't want to do this anymore. And I'm sorry if I'm taking it a little bit too seriously, but it does get me to the point where I sometimes worry that it's going to just get too exhausting. You know, I the other day I brought up a hypothetical about what would gaming be like if you just didn't pay attention to this stuff and you didn't focus on these events and you didn't focus on anything. And sure, it'd be positive in the sense that you'd be able to just buy whatever you want, but at the same time, you wouldn't know what's coming. You know, you have to engage in this market in some way. You have to engage in this discourse because otherwise you have no idea what to get. Otherwise, you will stick with the handful of franchises that you're familiar with, and you'll never try anything new. You'll never explore your horizons. You'll never understand what's wrong with the franchises that you like, and it's so it's sort of like a, I don't want to say it's a necessary evil, but it's an inescapable evil. Yeah, at this stage I'm fine with that. Are we though? Am I? Would I be fine with that? Would I be fine with only playing? Yeah, I'm too broke to take those risks anyway. And it's not like I can talk about them. I don't know. I think about here's something I would think about, Lilac. Let's say you did that, right? Let's say you wrote down on a piece of paper 10 franchises that are in line with the kind of games that you like to play. Now think about those franchises in the last 10 or 15 years. Have those franchises been disappointing at all? When you think about Final Fantasy and you say, "Oh, Final Fantasy, that's the only role-playing game franchise I need to play." Now go back and think about that. Were you extremely happy with 13.2 and 13.3? They're playable. Did I drop frames? I don't know. Did I? Yeah, I did drop it. I'm dropping frames now, actually. Yeah, I am dropping frames. I think we're back. Are we back or are we done? We're back. Okay. Yeah, I dropped a few frames. Yeah, as a Sonic fan for the past 10 years, yes. Yeah, given that 13 is in my top 5 Final Fantasies, you tell me. So all right, but so then I kind of figured you said it because I know you like Final Fantasy 13, but Sonic is a good one. What about Zelda? You know, Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. If you like the original Zelda games, you know, maybe you'll like those games, but maybe you don't. You know, there are franchises out there that we like that often kind of disappoint a lot of people. And some of them are escapable. Some of them are fine because, all right, well, I have other games to play. But what if you didn't? What if you had franchises that you watched and, you know, and there was nothing else? There was nothing else for you to go to. So this idea of locking yourself off from gaming discourse is kind of, it's unfortunate. First of all, it's unfortunate because you shouldn't have to have other people decide for you what you're going to engage in and not engage in. But I think that the idea of being a gamer and not caring about what comes out is contradictory. You know, if I told you that I cared about my diet and then I also told you that I don't care what I eat, that doesn't sound accurate. So if I said that I care about gaming as a whole, as a hobby, and then I said that I don't care about what video games come out, does that sound correct? Does that sound like you care? Probably not. So how do you care? How do you engage? You look up information. You watch videos. You talk to people about stuff. But now it feels like we kind of can't. And like you said, Lilac, you know, I don't want to engage in it anymore. But isn't that sad? Doesn't that sound sad? And does that sound good for the gaming environment? If the only people that are left are people yelling about it? That's kind of why I don't leave. That's kind of why I even social media, I look at people who are like, oh, Twitter's the dumpster fire. I don't want to be there anymore. Well, that means that the people who are staying there, it lowers the potential, the possibility of them talking with cool people. You know, I don't want to be on Twitter anymore. So then where are you going to go? All right, you're going to go to Blue Sky where some people are, and it's nowhere near as toxic. But now you have abandoned this entire social space that now you can't talk about things. You can't, what is it? Throw out the baby with the bathwater. Like you can't, if you want to abandon the gaming news space and the space of gaming discourse, that's fine, but you're going to lose a lot of cool stuff too. And I don't want to do that. But it does make me wonder sometimes. It makes me wonder about all this and whether or not it's sometimes I like, do I want to close myself off in a bubble? Do I want to only stream on Discord, right? You know, it's a shame. It's a shame that these are thoughts that people even have to have. And it's because other people are just kind of have created a situation where they're just terrible to each other. Sorry, I went off on a little sort of personal tangent there. No, that was mine. That was my internet, by the way. Vanilla, well, hi. I have to go and buy a new phone because my old phone overheated to the point where I tried to boot up my phone. It keeps getting stuck in this boot loop, and I can't get out of it. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. Just because people told me I was supposed to like something doesn't mean I didn't like that or found something worth talking about. Reality is often disappointing. Part of the joy of the hobby is talking about all sides of it, not avoiding it. Again, for me, I already know I won't. I don't like 3D Zelda games, and Sonic I rarely ever play anyway. As again, it never interested me. They can be again, but like you see what you understand what I'm trying to say, right? I understand that I'm picking examples that don't relate specifically to you. So do it with your own franchises. Take the 10 franchises that you love the most and ask yourself, if you cut yourself off from gaming news and gaming media and you didn't talk about it at all, and you only found out about these games a couple of days before they came out, and you never looked up any information about these games, and you never talked to anybody about these games, in those 10 franchises over the last 10 or 15 years, would you have been disappointed? Would there have been, and you said it yourself, you don't have a ton of money to buy these video games. So you go to a store and you spend $70 on a brand new game in a franchise that you very much enjoy. In the last 10 or 15 years, how many times would you have been disappointed? How many times would you have played that game and said, wow, that if I would have known, that game would not have been worth the $70 that I paid, or I would have waited and bought something a little bit later. I fail to say that there are games that you would have, there are franchises that you would have said, yeah, I liked every single thing that came out of it, absolutely, and every one of those games was worth $70. That's a hard belief for me to think that. Not to mention, you'd also be missing some stuff because you liked Sandland. Didn't you like Sandland? That's a new franchise. If you didn't pay attention to gaming discourse and you didn't watch videos and trailers, you wouldn't have known that game existed. You would have went to the store and you would have said, what the hell is that? And yeah, this isn't really about Twitter and specifically. You should always take breaks from that stuff, and you should always have your own opinions about things. There's nothing wrong with that. When you bury your head and say you don't realize until it's too late that the rest of you also got buried. I stayed off Twitter today, and I enjoy the games I played today infinitely more. Being locked off from it is better. Yeah, for now. Take a year off Twitter. I would challenge it. I challenge anybody to do that. I think that's something that's very interesting. And again, I think we're getting too severe, so I'm probably gonna cut it off in a little bit here. But I think that's something that's interesting is that people talk about social media discourse, and they talk about how much they hate it, and they talk about how toxic it is for them and how much it makes them feel like crap. So then take a year off of the internet. You know all of your friends right now, right? You know all of the people that you'd want to stay in touch with. So put an announcement on Twitter, on whatever social media platforms you have, and say, I'm going to close this. If you need me here, contact me through messages so that I can give you my phone number, and then I'm going to delete my social media, and I'm never going to have any social media ever. Will most people do it? Of course not. Of course they won't do it. Because they can't. Because, first of all, they can't because it's very limiting. We're just not used to that sort of limitation now that we've had social media for so long. But people will also know that there's a lot of stuff that they cut off that they enjoy. Yeah, I've personally been happier without Facebook in my life. Me too. I've had my Facebook in forever. But you know why? Because I have Twitter. Whatever I got from Facebook, I get from Twitter. So I'm not going anywhere. I'll go to whatever the next big one is. But I have a Blue Sky account. I had a Threads account. I think there was another one. I didn't do was it Mastodon? I didn't do the Mastodon thing. I had all of those. And you know what? They either sit there untouched or I deleted them. Cuz I only need Twitter. Twitter is the only level of interaction that I need. Oh, Gareth just went live. I'll probably send you over to Gareth. Half the games I found because I randomly browsed the storefronts. Never heard of Neptunia before buying the game the first time. Same for Omega. All right, then Lilac, I'm wrong. Then I'm an idiot. then I'm wrong and I'm incorrect, and your exception, you are the example of the rule. But you understand what I'm saying, right? You understand that in that regard, you are in the general gaming space, you are the exception. You understand that, right? That if you find all of your games because you go to storefronts and you look at the games, you understand that you are the exception to that. It's just what I'm trying to say. And I'm sorry, I know that I got a little toxic right there, but mostly against myself. But that's what you understand that that's what I'm saying, is that the general public doesn't buy their games that way. The general public goes to social media and they watch events and they go to YouTube videos and they look up information for this stuff. And if you were to cut that out, how would you find your games? Most people don't know. And most people would be taking a risk. And I don't have $70 to keep taking risks. I don't have money to keep saying, this looks interesting, and give it a try. I don't have $20 to do that. There are games that I want that I'm not spending $20 for because it's a risk. Because I don't know. Gravity Rush. I was looking to get Gravity Rush. I think that game is like $20 right now. I've been looking to pick that up. I've been wanting to pick that up for a long time. I still haven't bought it. You know why? Because I still look at trailers for that game, and I still think, I don't know if I'm going to play this all the way through. I don't know if I'm going to bother. This looks like, if Gravity Rush looks really interesting, and it also looks like a game that I'm going to drop in 5 hours. So I don't buy it. So what do I do spend my money on? Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. That's an easy buy for me. Why? Because I already played it. Because I know that I like it. I do a little avoid comment section. I'm doing good about it. I only look at trailers and stuff. And I'm just picturing boxers wear Xboxes as gloves. Wait, punch each other with the win. Yeah, 1000 Year Door was good though. Advertisement's very powerful, you know, but it's also a foolish thing. You know, advertisement is very powerful, but it's also very deceitful. You know, that's why we complain about trailers that don't show gameplay footage, because advertising is deceitful. Because you see a cool ass trailer cinematic cutscene and then you play the game and the game sucks. It's a powerful tool, but it also can be very deceptive. So how do we avoid that deception? We make sure that we do our due diligence, which is we watch YouTube videos, we read reviews, we look at comment sections, and we look at review scores. We watch events like this to see what's coming out, to see what we want to pay attention to and put on our radar. We do all of that because advertising is very powerful, but it's also very deceptive. Part of this is the downside of adult gaming, because as a kid, I didn't think risk. All I thought was it looks fun. Yeah, I mean, part of that was also it wasn't our money. You know, at 10 years old, very rarely was I spending my allowance. It was usually gifts, or it was usually something that I got because I got good grades or something. Gravity Rush, that was another franchise I bought without any prior knowledge. And it looks interesting to me. And I know how I am. I know how I am, and I know that I'm going to get 10 hours in, and it's not going to hold my interest, and I would rather go back and play something that I know I enjoy. Why would I spend more time playing something that I'm not enjoying? Okay, give me 1 second here. I wasn't going to send you anywhere, but then Gareth showed up, so I think I'll send you there. Nope, wrong one. Wait a minute. Yeah. Make sure that's muted. Okay. I think you can get PS Plus extra, considering that not even going for the risk. I'd say a rental is good. Talking about this with the PS Portal, people are supposed to avoid the discourse, but also do. Yeah, if you avoid the gaming discourse and you avoid it by avoiding all gaming news whatsoever, that's great for you. But then if you go to the store and you buy the PS Portal. You know, if you'd have done some research, you know, maybe you would understand. But then people, because then people say, well, it says on the box. Okay. I find funny to talk about leaving social spaces, but oddly enough, we know enough to have narratives of this fandom I hate is just people who cannot read, like kind of, yeah, we know about that discourse because we're a part of it. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be hypocritical and act like I'm not part of the social media that I sit there and say is toxic. I don't think social media is toxic. I think there are toxic people in social media. Save the common franchises. Rarely do I go out of my way to buy a brand new game unless it's a sequel connected to a previous game creator or a gaming style that I love. You know, because we don't have that kind of money. We don't have that kind of time. That's the other problem, is that there's so many games out there that if we just said, I'm going to buy everything that I think looks cool, you're not going to have any time to play anything. Okay. Asgard's Wrath 2, free with Meta 3. Only a teeny tiny print says price included with system sales. So yeah, it's because then it's like $570. Oh man. All right. But that is going to do it for today. So thank you everybody for stopping in, for hanging out. I very, very much appreciate it. Sorry if I got a little real by the end there. I know that that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is what it is. You know, I try not to shy away from topics like this, so I hope that's okay for everybody. So tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to be doing. I thought we were going to come back to just normal stream tomorrow, but the Ubisoft event, I believe, is at 3 p.m., so I kind of want to watch that. If anything, I want to watch it for X-Defiant news, but I might want to watch the Ubisoft event, so we'll see what happens, but that's going to be tomorrow. So we'll see what goes on with that. And then hopefully maybe tomorrow we'll get an announcement for whenever the Nintendo event is going to be. Yeah, Ubisoft, and I think there's another one. I think there's at least one other one that's tomorrow. So that's probably, and I think that's 3 p.m. Eastern, which is an hour after we start. So maybe what we'll do is we'll jump in and we'll play some Mega Man Game Boy stuff, and then we'll switch over to the Ubisoft event. Which again, you know, people might look at Ubisoft and say, "Ew, Ubisoft." But Ubisoft does have stuff that shows up on Nintendo. So, you know, if you see, if Ubisoft could easily show the new Rayman game or a new Rayman game and say, yeah, it's coming to Nintendo Switch. You know, the new a new Mario and Rabbids game. So Ubisoft, I think, is pretty valid too. There was one year where they had an amazing event. I remember one year where I thought that they were one of the best events. That was E3 from a while ago. Did I say Megan Man? Super fighting robot. Ubisoft is right. Unless they have Rayman, which I know isn't going to happen. But if it does happen, you won't have watched it unless you watch it. All right. But for right now, I'm going to send you over to the real FTA. He's playing Sonic Heroes. He's playing Sonic Heroes All Emeralds and Last Story Run Final Part. So stick around after the credits, and I will send you over there to hang out and represent us very well. Wait a minute. Okay, give me 1 second here. Wait, where are my windows? Oh, no, a second here. My windows are in different places, so I get confused. Ooh, that's been working too. What? There. I really wish when you did a search for streamers that it would be the ones that you already follow would pop up first. All right. But thank you once again, everybody, for stopping in, for hanging out. Don't forget to drink your mask, wear your water, social distance whenever possible. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a great rest of the weekend. I will see you tomorrow for the Ubisoft presentation. And until then, I will see you all tomorrow.